Storyweaver Games presents a Kickstarter production by Doc Joe and Ray Duel. Slaughter, the horror movie making card game. Shock your friends. Terrify your loved ones. Be prepared for the ultimate in terror.
Real set. Let's get started on this. Why don't you reach out and start grabbing your cast members first? Now remember, don't necessarily take the character that you most like, because these first characters won't live very long, probably. What you want to do is you want to think about what character would you like to end the movie with. Yep, bring them on board. Choose your talents and your flaws. You can either choose those randomly or you can go through the deck. Up to you.
I personally like random.
Yep. I actually find random works really well in many cases, not all. But you can choose random and then decide that you don't like it and put them back. That's okay too. Right, so quickly going through the group. Who have you chosen?
I have chosen the male pure, who potentially has never been kissed before and doesn't want to die before that happens.
Okay. Your flaws?
Flaw is I'm a conspiracy nut.
Uh-huh.
And my talent is that I am an amateur hacker.
Okay. So
Because computers are easier to talk to than chicks.
Really, yeah. This is striking a bit too close to home for me.
I'm gonna, because we've got so many characters, I'm gonna give you that hook to start the game with.
Okay.
Now, Ray, how
Yes.
about your character?
Okay, so I'm the jock. I'm really role-playing this one.
Yes.
So look at my muscles. Yep, okay. The talent card is Our Last Hope.
Yep.
And the floor card is Blind Faith.
Okay, so if you've got I Last Hope, that means I have to give you an extra hook card, doesn't it? Read it.
Yes,
Yep.
it does.
And I am going to give you... I'm going to give you these two hooks. There you go. And again, you keep these face down. Em?
I'm playing the slacker, also male, and he wants to have a good time, and any time's a good time for a good time. He's permanently hungover. That's his flaw. I actually chose that one. Worked well.
Oh, great.
He's better drunk than when he's sober.
I know people like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's come on this field trip because, you know, you never know what you'll find growing out here, and there might be all sorts of different things that you can smoke.
Okay, it's a scientific field trip.
I just realised
I'll
there's
pass
actually one thing which I haven't done. We need to set the rating of this movie as well. So it sounds like we've just gone by Australian standards to an R-rated movie with the drug referencing. We okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Are there any no-go areas for this particular movie? I've got some personal no-go areas which I've already spoken to you about. But are there any things that you don't want to see in the movie?
Prefer not to have any sexual assault in it.
Excellent. Good.
Pokemon. Really not.
Okay, fine. Got it. No
Well, Pokemon Go won't work out here anyway. There's no Wi-Fi. So.
Okay. It's a card game. Look, we got cards. Okay, I'm gonna give you this one.
So
Okay,
someone's
I'm
got
gonna
the satellite
for
connection
you.
just so they can play
Thank
Pokemon
you.
Go.
There'd be no training rooms or anything.
And my talent, very scarily, is that I'm the driver.
Excellent. Okay, so what we're gonna
We're
do now
screwed.
is
But he's better when driving while drunk.
that's wonderful. So
That's not how it works.
okay. Now, Evan, can you just place this card? I'll just show the people who are watching. This is our first scene, and we are going to go straight to a real classic style of zombie movie. Could you place Patient Zero? Just give it a quick read. Just read out to the table.
Loud.
Yep.
Beg
out
your
loud.
pardon. You get in my head. It's excellent for video. Patient Zero. What the hell's going on? The first signs of the horde appear. A D12 on a
On a
clapperboard.
clipboard, which means that's for me to operate.
When a member of the horde attacks the player characters by surprise. If a player character dies, the player gets 2 death points.
Yeah. So basically, this is to kick us off. So let's start the opening credits of the movie. We said that it was contemporary, right? Not 80s. Okay. So there's a drone shot over the Kakadu. There's a crow probably a crow that flies past, and the sound of a kookaburra, and the drone comes down through the trees, and there's crocodiles and things like this. We've got a slight sort of techno soundtrack going on, but there's a didgeridoo bass line in it, so we know this is an Aussie movie. And then the drone comes down to settle upon a small minivan from a university, QUT, Queensland University of, I don't know, Technology.
That's actually what it's called.
Okay. Product placement. We can say, get a killer education. Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
It's definitely the subtitle to the
Yes, get a killer education. Okay. You're being off. You're all getting onto a. It's basically a light, fairly large barge-like boat. It's designed to go through the mangroves. So it's one of those sort of very shallow bottom boats. We see the ranger who owns the boat going, "This way, kids. Come on. Haven't got all day. Get on the barge. The Barbie barge. Oi, Bruce. Bruce the Barbie barge barista. That's my joke. I'm not a barista. I'm a ranger. Get on the boat. Coffees are over there. I didn't make them. I'm not a barista." So you're all getting on. The authority who is there. What's her name? The actress on the card?
Lindsay.
Lindsay is a professor of what's she a professor of?
Climate science.
Climate science?
Yeah, climate science works.
Climate science. Okay, so she's professor of climate science. And she goes, "Now come on, students, you've all got your assignments. Get to it. Carry my bags." She's pointing to maybe the medic there. Take my bags, please. And so you're climbing onto this thing now, and it's a pretty scungy. Let's put it this way: it's not the best. It's not the best transportation you've ever had. Mind you, neither was the bus. So you clamber on board, and the boat ships out. You start chatting amongst yourselves as we go here.
How the hell am I supposed to go for a jog when there's no bloody land? It's all soggy.
Go for a swim.
With the Crocs? Are you crazy?
I wouldn't even go anywhere out these times. It's no point in going out for a big run or anything like that. When there's all this space being covered up by flies and stuff. It's rubbish.
You'd rather be looking at a screen, wouldn't you? You dork.
That's why I've got my backpack with me, yeah.
You've got a
Good luck
computer in the
finding
backpack.
your Wi-Fi.
That's
Probably
why I've got.
have a Wi-Fi.
That's why I got my satellite TV, satellite dish. Don't have to get any internet from all your bloomin' phones that can't even connect.
Phones. Who needs a phone? All you need is a good set of guns.
Okay, right. So, the conversation wanders along like that for a little while. The scientist is there taking water samples about every 5 minutes. And the ranger, what's the ranger's name over there? Just double check for me.
Dan.
Dan Slade.
Dan Slade. Dan Slade says, "Okay, now we'll come into the area which was marked on the map for you guys. This is typically a barramundi hole, which is not actually where we go to fish barramundi. It's where they spawn. So, yeah, that's about all I can tell you.
Spawn point.
It's a spawn point. It's a spawn point, mate. Yeah, bloody good." So yeah, so he brings the barge up there. It's by this time you've been traveling for some hours because we've done all the long shots to establish that it's taken a while.
Hey, Dan.
He drops down an anchor, a rope. Yep.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
That crocodile. Is it dead?
Oh no, it's just resting.
Oh, there's a deep reference.
Nah, that croc there, that's George. He's always just tied like that. You can actually go up and pat him. Here, you just stick your hand out there. Give him a scratch.
Does he usually sleep upside down?
Oh, he's doing a backstroke.
Right.
Yeah, he's trained. Give his belly a rub.
Go on.
Nah.
I am not that high.
Haven't found anything yet.
I goes, oh look, I'll do it. And he reaches out. He reaches out and starts patting the crocodile, and then he suddenly goes, oh my god, fuck! And he flips out of the boat into the water, and he's thrashing around. The crocodile is pulling like this. They're rolling and rolling and rolling like this. People are screaming on the boat, and what do you guys do? You're rangers.
I'll watch for an arm or a leg and reach in and grab and try and yank him back out because I'm the strongest on the boat.
Okay.
I'll grab the back of him while he's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll help a little bit.
Right. Now, I'm actually not going to make him roll for this because you reach out there and you grab him and you pull him back and he's laughing his head off. He goes, oh, that's great, mate.
What the hell, mate?
He reaches in and he pulls out over this giant rubber crocodile that he's under there. He goes, oh, that was the best. Oh, gotcha. The scientist is basically just going, oh, what have you done?
Next time, put some rocks in the bottom of your croc so it doesn't float upside down. Wasn't very convincing.
Well, I heard you, he says. So, yeah, so we've sort of established this guy's personality. You start to drop down the various instruments that are required. We'll sort of cut the scene to do a bit of a montage. There's strange equipment going into the water. What does this equipment look like?
Certainly a lot of glass implements for collecting stuff.
Big glass instruments.
Big ones.
Yeah.
Big beakers and all that stuff.
Beakers.
Beakers.
No, not the Muppet. No me's going on.
No.
More bing.
You'd have boxes powered by car batteries of sensing equipment in the top of the boat, and then you'd have wires there'd be droppers about yay long plastic covered for protection that you'd run off a cable and you'd drop down into the water for sensing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never done this before, but I know people who have.
Okay. So you all of this equipment is going down, and we have a shot from under the water, where these long tubes are going down the water, and some of them are sort of into the murkiness, and a couple of them hit the bottom, and the mud sort of sprues up, and then it looks like there's a canvas bag with chains over it under there, and this hand sort of floats up out of one of the bags, just waving under the water.
And one of the sensors gets caught in the chain.
Nice. One of the sensors gets caught in the chain. Okay.
Yeah.
Now remember, we are playing Patient Zero this scene, so let's build to this.
So I've been fiddling around with it. I've been putting in some of those droppers, and I feel mine stuck in the chain.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying. This software never works.
Okay.
So I'll go
It's
down and try.
Probably caught in a snag or something.
Yeah.
Can we give you a hand pulling it up?
No, I don't want any help from you. I'm going to go. I'll fix it up
You
myself.
sure you can manage it?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Did you have your Wheaties this morning?
I had a couple. I had my space food sticks. I've managed to get that, and so I'm going to try and get
Have
it
an
loose.
actual protein bar, you gobber.
Have it later.
Jesus.
Okay.
In my pocket and start fiddling around.
Okay.
between
It's really stuck down there. It's really, and this is expensive equipment.
you.
Worse, this is going to come out of your PhD expense if you're not careful.
Yeah, I don't want
The
that.
prof would be getting.
Well, the prof is actually sitting on the back of the boat with a little umbrella, and she's just sort of watching you and occasionally taking notes.
Jeez, talk about precious.
Oh yeah,
Can you get under cover in this barge? Is there
there'll be a tarpaulin or something.
There'll be a canopy.
Yeah, so there's a.
But there's not a proper under the boat inside the.
No,
there's
because it's
a-
really flat bottom.
Right.
We'd have
But
big
there
rolls.
is a barbecue on the far end. So let's say the front end of the boat has got a canopy on it, and the back end of the boat's got a barbecue. And in fact, do we call him
Dan.
Dan is there prepping up the barbecue.
I'll go and help.
Okay, great. So you're still pulling.
Pulling.
You go.
There's a lot of smoke coming. By the time we cut back, there's a lot of smoke coming out of the a barbecue area under the tarpaulin, more than you'd expect.
Oh, okay.
Just from a barbecue.
Okay. Okay.
You better not have burnt my vegan
And
snags.
the smoke smells a little bit different than just sausages and things. It has a...
Oh, radio. It's got a really pungent sort of
I-
herbal smell to it.
Are you using the special herbs?
Yeah,
On the
I
sausages.
am. Yeah, not on the sausages. I'm just smoking while I'm...
Special, yeah, smoke sausages. Okay, great. So this waffle, and in fact, the med student is wanders in there with you, and so you two are sitting there, smoking.
Good.
Right.
I'm just gonna. I haven't had any success. I'm actually gonna dig my hand down and see if I can see if the what's getting caught is actually inside the mud rather than.
You could actually.
It's a fair way down.
It's a fair way
It's a
down.
fair way
You-
down.
You might.
Okay.
But it's probably only about 2 meters though. But
Okay.
you could almost certainly dive down there.
Oh, I don't want to get wet.
You don't want to get wet.
I don't want. I'm just gonna get my arm
Are
as.
you sure you don't need help?
I've been
I don't want
struggling
you to
for.
strain yourself.
I've been struggling for a little while. I said, fine. If you think you
You've
can
been
get this any
struggling all
better,
your life, buddy.
I've been doing perfectly fine, thanks. My parents have been helping me out so much that I've been able to get all the way through uni and still live at home. So I'm doing very happily, thank you.
We'll still be there like 20 years later in the basement.
So, but I'll still have my PhD. I won't have
Yeah.
a job, but I'll be researching. I'll be researching.
Wow.
You'll be researching the wanted ads. That's what you'll be researching.
I mean, I'll still have a home though.
Well, I'll have finished being a track star, and I'll have a lucrative advertising campaign
Yeah,
based on my guns. Yeah.
I'd still be a bully though.
I'm no bully. If I was a bully, I would have done this. I'd push you off the side of the boat.
You go splashing into the water. Okay.
My phone! My phone!
He's
Clamber up the side.
Well, actually, you get tangled up in the because they've got all these lines going down there, and you're tangled up in that. You're actually sort of stuck in the water now, face down in the water.
Hey, idiot! You've got to have your head above the water. Don't you know how to swim?
His feet are his feet are sort of flailing like this, and it's pretty clear that he's not coming up. Now you can see the instruments down underneath
Maybe his
you.
first
You
kiss
could-
is going to be
you
one
could
of
maybe
those
rip one of them
barramundi.
out.
Yeah. Oh,
You see those guys on the telly? They kiss the fish. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's kissing the fish.
well, I'm going to go with one hand, or I'm getting some purchase on the equipment on one hand, so I'm going to see if I can hold on to that and
Suppose
pull
if
up
he
with
drowns,
the
it'll
other
be
one.
too much
But I
paperwork.
think I'm still tangled.
Hang on, sorry, I just
Give me a hand. We'll pull him out.
sorry. Can you just repeat that? Sorry.
Well, I'm going to hold on to one of the pieces of equipment, see if I get some sort of purchase, and with the other one, I'm going to see if I can drag myself up.
So you grab the piece of equipment and you're trying to pull yourself up, and the glass piece breaks, and your hand is cut. It's quite bad actually. It's quite, but you do manage to pull yourself up out of there. There's blood pouring out of his hand. He's up the side of the boat. You've actually got a piece of glass sticking out of your hand.
Oh, so I've managed to break through the
Yeah.
Still
You're
tangled.
yeah.
Still tangled. Help me up, you bloomin' scumbag!
If anybody else would have just swum, you had to go bloody stab yourself.
I'm stuck, you idiot!
You hear a distinct. In fact, there's a lot of bubbles coming from the water. You guys suddenly start to see all these bubbles rising up in the water.
I will grab him and drag him out using my massive strength.
And I'll sort of pretend to help.
You're pretending. Okay,
Thanks.
so you start pulling them out.
Awesome. Do I need to
We
roll for that
cut.
one?
No. We cut to under because we're about to get there. But we cut to under the water, and there's all these, with all the thrashing and everything and the blood that's going on. There's hands and there's feet and there's things coming out of tied up plastic bags and backpacks and all sorts of stuff. There are bodies by the dozens under here, and these things are clearly attracted to the blood, and they start coming up through the water. Now, on the surface, you just see a big plume of bubbles and dirt, and the water starts roiling.
Oh shit! Is that a croc?
Croc,
I think there's a croc coming for you.
help me out!
Well, I'm trying to, but the bloody guy won't let me roll the dice yet.
Okay, so here we go. My stake, I'm going to talk you through this. So we're going to have a scene. My stake in this is for the zombies that are being buried under here in body bags or whatever they're out there for. They're going to try and eat you.
Okay.
They want to eat you. What's everyone else's stake? I'm going to go around the table first of all. So, what's your stake?
My stake is to get out of the water and onto the boat as fast as possible.
So escape them, basically.
Escape.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will assist him by pulling him out.
You're going to assist them by pulling them out.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the plan.
And what's your stake?
I'm also going to help him because I do want him to be okay, but I want to expend as little energy as possible.
Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to build your dice pools now. Now, to do that, take a look at the cards that you've got and think about what cards can come to play that would make sense.
So I've got Impure. I am currently fleeing the killer, so I only get a D4 from
Okay.
escaping the killer.
Right, now, you've also got your mind, body, or soul. In this case, it's always going to be a D4. By the way, heaps of dice. Heaps of dice, everybody. So, dice, lots of dice. I'll need some too.
No, you don't get any.
Okay, I'm going to build a dice pool based on these horrible monsters. Now, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And there's a big bad one under there as well. Okay. So, we've got the monsters. And I've got my dice for the monsters based on the cards that I've chosen for this particular monster or this particular horde. So, mind, body, or soul, and then whatever other dice you can put onto it.
So, with the jock card, with the D6, does that take the place of my body, or is that an extra dice?
That actually is, I think that's the starting value of your strength, isn't it?
Right. When using body to move, lift, run, 6.
Yes, you start with a 6. Yep.
I'm just rolling my body D4.
Okay, so everyone rolls the dice.
I get a dice.
Me too. All of us.
Well, just
All
the
of us rolling a D4, you at least get a D6.
That was a poor roll.
Did anyone get a 6?
On a D4? No, yeah!
I had a D6, but I got a 2. So
Yeah. And I got a 3.
I got a 4.
And
you ate my Wheaties this morning.
And you got a 4. Okay. So basically what this means is that the zombies have the highest value, but not by a lot. They got 1 success over... somebody else got a 4, didn't
4.
they?
I got a 4.
Okay. Yes, they got 1 6... Oh, no, they got a 5 as well. So they got 2 successes. That means they're going to do 3 injuries. The injury that they get for Big Jack. And the fact that they're flesh shredders. So you're grabbing him and you're pulling him into the boat, and you can't see what's in the water. It's boiling around like that, and you pull him in. Take 3 injury cards and
1, 2, 3.
Hey, look at the top.
Okay. So what does the top one
So,
say?
I am skewered.
Excellent. Okay. So you pull him out, and there are basically bits of bone and jaw and teeth sticking out of what was left of his legs. They're shredded messes. And
Draw madness.
Dradmore, but 3 of them. That's right.
But you only look at number 3.
Yeah. Crippling phobia.
Well, yeah.
What scares
To
you
toothpaste.
the most?
The water?
Toothpaste.
My mind and soul is capped at
Oh, 'cause it's
1d4,
Okay.
but I get a d8 to flee the thing I am scared of.
Okay. So you are now basically, you're pulled onto the boat. You're bleeding like crazy. That is patience. Okay.
Skewered.
Stuart. Now, we still have, I didn't tap that card yet. We've still got that in play. So as you're pulled onto the boat, all of these, what would best be described as bodies with chains wrapped around them. Some of them have got nails through their hands. Some of them have got, things, it's clear that these bodies weren't just buried there. They've obviously gone under trauma before they were put in the water. And they start clambering up onto the boat. Ah! Everybody take one additional point of fear. If you've not already got fear, grab a card.
Madness.
Sorry, madness. Sorry, madness. Yep, everyone take a point of madness.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Panicked. You are rushing around, doing anything and everything to survive. No effect. Slaughter this card.
So yeah, that's a good one. So sometimes you'll get a card like this, which basically is a free pass.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't always, the GM puts those in so the director puts those into a deck as they see fit. So you're like, but yeah.
This is creepy understatement of the decade. You are a little jumpy, but still got it together. That's okay, I can jump really high. Slaughter this card.
Okay, pass it over.
Toast.
Yep, toast.
I have a nervous twitch. I just can't stop shaking.
Okay, well that would make sense.
Yep.
You know that weed will make you paranoid, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even need the weed for the paranoia.
Okay. So that's the situation now. These creatures are going to try and chomp you guys to bits. I'm going to tap the that card there, so I'm going to get an extra D12 to my roll this time. And they're going after the thing which is bleeding the most. You.
All right.
So.
Surely this thing has some oars in it, like big wooden.
Yeah,
sticks.
of course it does. Yeah, of course it does.
So I'm going to grab an oar, and I'm going to. No, I'm going to use an oar, and I'm going to attempt as they try and climb over, just bat them back into the water.
Okay. So you're trying to drive the horde off. What's your stake?
I'm trying to run away.
You can't. You got no legs.
I'm trying to hobble away.
Trying to hobble away, right? And you?
I am going to try and drive the boat.
You're going to try and drive the boat.
Drive the boat, like just get us out of there.
He's the
'Cause
driver.
Clearly, this is the dangerous place where all the zombies are coming out of the water. I've got to get this boat out of here.
Okay, so you put the boat full on. The ranger is going straight.
Bump them out of the way and try and
Understatement
drive
of the
this.
century.
Yeah, it's truth.
Crikey.
Crikey! And everyone else is screaming and also trying to do things. Now, remember, you also have the ability to call upon the extras who are out there. So all of that cast member, they're still doing stuff. If you want to use them to do something explicit, you get an extra D4 because they're extras. Mm-hmm. They do give you a slight narrative bonus, but it also puts them deeply into the scene as well.
Got it.
So do you want to use any of them?
None of them really nearby. Well, they're probably nearby. No, not yet. Because currently I'm just frantically...
Seeing as...
Sorry, this is not you as a character. This is you
just
as a player.
in general, right.
This is you as a player.
No, go. You have an idea first.
Oh, I was just going to drag Dan into helping me with the other oar, because usually there's two oars in a boat.
So Dan, so you get a D4 for Dan. The way that I normally do that is I actually take a D4 and I put it on the character that you're utilizing. Okay,
Right.
so Dan,
Okay.
Dan is and you're going to try and drive the boat away. Okay, so let's roll. So we've all got our rolls.
I haven't.
So because I'm escaping, even though I've got a shattered terrible leg, I still get an 8.
That's correct. Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Did you roll a 10?
I do have two D12s here.
Oh, God.
I mean, I did as best as I could.
Well, look, I rolled a 4 and a 5, which is pretty good on a
What'd you get?
D4 and a
4,
D6.
4 and a 1.
4 for a 1. So
And I got an 8.
you got an 8.
Don't think that's good enough, though.
It is.
You toast.
It is. I actually rolled really, really badly. And this game, now, as you can see, the game is designed to be swingy.
Yeah.
So the zombies come piling towards you. Narrate how you get away.
So currently I'm at one side of the boat, which they all seem to, that's where all of the blood and all that stuff is drawing them over to that side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently scooching, because I can't use my leg.
Scooching is a new technical term.
Scooching over to the far side, over to where you have grabbed the orb and the ranger, and have just gotten as far away from those guys as
Well,
possible.
we've moved to where the things are coming over so we can bat them.
Yeah. So I've just gone. You guys are coming in. I'm going as far away from you guys as possible.
To the very middle
To
of
the-
the, just like.
Or over to the other side. So I'm on the edge
If
over
they,
the other
if they,
side.
they start coming up over the other side.
I
you're
won't be
trouble.
in very. I won't be doing well. Hopefully the boat is moving by then.
Okay.
Not very well.
Okay. So you run to the other side of the boat, and they
Scooch.
They
not run.
scooch. They scooch. You and Dan swing the paddles and hit them across the back of their knees, and they roll completely off the other side of the boat and splash in the water. Now that was an amazing scene. Total failure for the director, but now the water is absolutely boiling with the
Am I
undead.
driving us away? I think I had
Yes,
because
and
I used
you're
my
driving away.
D6 using a vehicle against the horde.
Yep.
So I've slaughtered this card now.
Oh, you've actually saw this guy. Okay. So
Unfortunately, I only got a 4.
oh,
but,
rightio.
you know.
Okay, so let me just show people what we got there. So yeah, there we go. So the driver has slaughtered her talent, and you go over now because the horde actually takes some damage from this because they totally botched it. You go piling over some of the horde, and we have a scene of one of these things, and then the boat goes poof, over the top of it, and then from the back of the boat there's just this poof, as it goes through the propeller.
There is a mild complication though.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember back, one of the sensors got tangled in the chains of one of the body bags. We're dragging one with us.
Yes, I like that. Thank you. Yeah,
I put that in deliberately.
Okay. So now we're going to go to another scene. So we'll cut the scene there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draw out a new path for this. I'm going to go for...
I'm presuming the medic is helping you.
At this stage, I certainly hope so.
Okay, so...
I only have basic first aid.
Just tie some flesh together, please. I can see my bone.
I'm going to go and give you guys this card, which is called No Room at the Inn. Now, No Room at the Inn is a typical thing that happens early on in a lot of zombie movies. I'll read it to you. Sorry, but we've got our own problems. The sanctuary must not be opened for whatever reason. There is I can tap it to get a big bonus to not let you in and let the zombies eat you, or you can tap it to get into the place. So we have to figure out what is going to be the sanctuary. What's going to
Ranger
stop
station.
this? Ranger station? Okay. So
Where the boat usually
Okay.
is moored.
So Dan goes, oh, we've got to get to the ranger station. And you guys don't know that you're dragging this body bag behind you with his hand sort of grasping at the instrument. But that's happening under the water. Meanwhile, the other zombies, we have a picture of them just sort of wading under the water or swimming or whatever it is.
And leaping on crocodiles and eating them.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, the wildlife is being chomped on too.
no. That's going to be a scary zombie crocodile.
Oh yeah.
I was planning on that.
Zombie
Somewhere
crocodiles.
in there.
Okay, excellent. So, very quickly, speed of cutting a scene, the boat comes screaming into a ranger station. Now, these are basically describe what a ranger station would look like.
Oh, well, it's a bit of a log cabin-y kind of thing. Not
It's
very
usually
well
made-
built.
Usually made of Besser brick.
Besser brick.
They would have.
From an older one. Yeah, fair
Would
enough.
have hauled some Besser bricks out there because they're nice and thick and maintain the temperature differential fairly well because they've got that airspace in the middle. So
Yep.
they would have built it out of Besser brick and tin roof
Tin roof. Yep.
because everything has a tin roof, rusty tin roof.
Yeah.
There'd be
There'd be a big
a
shed
boat
outside.
ramp
Yep.
to get the boat out to do
Okay.
repairs on it.
Okay, actually, it's more like a little boat ramp. Yep. Okay.
A bus would be parked there.
No,
we showed up
no. So this one is actually out in the middle of nowhere. This is a remote. This is going to be a remote station. So you get to the boat screams up to this, and there is a person. Pass me the Z. We got the godmother, don't we? We got
Yes.
the scientist. We got the medic. Pass me the spiritualist, please. Let me just have a think about this for a second.
I might just-
Nah, they're with you.
No. You could use the spiritualist. It could be a first Australian who helps them out there, and
That's a great idea.
he's spiritualist as far as
Okay.
native
Dream
beliefs are
time.
concerned.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Or she is.
So this
Sure.
this woman is there. She's a Australian native, and she goes, "Hey, Dan, what's up?" And
Okay, so-
Dan goes, "Oh, we've just been attacked by a bunch of I don't know what." She goes, "Oh, okay."
Professor Lordy, do you know anything about these things?
She's just still taking notes. She's cool as a cucumber. Cool as a cucumber.
I don't like that.
She's on drugs.
I want whatever she's got.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think she knows exactly what's going on. I don't trust her at all. She brought us out here for a reason, and I'm not confident that she's good friends with us.
Maybe you should try and break into a phone if you get an opportunity. See if you can find out what's going on.
I got to get her away from her phone first. We got to figure a way out. Also, my leg still hurts a lot. In case you didn't know.
Well, you don't have to walk around to hack a phone.
So you got to get the phone for me then.
Fine. God. Anybody would think I was your friend or something.
Just quietly cry in the corner to myself while he's not looking.
Okay. She's actually going to let you come on in. She goes, "Oh, come on in then. Oh, wow, looks like your foot got hurt up real bad.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, come on in. I'll make you a cup of tea."
That tea doesn't happen to heal flesh, does it?
Probably not. Make you feel better, but.
Just look over at you and go, I hope she knows what she's doing.
Dan, we should probably get the flying doctor service in here. He's going to need some help pronto.
Dan goes, "Yeah, well, get on the radio." So you all...
But where's the nearest airstrip? They got to have an airstrip to land.
On the water?
Maybe, yeah, they could have floaty landers on the plane for this area. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Anything, please. Just anything.
Are you sure you need it? Because, like, I'm at my best when I'm legless.
Not a funny joke. I don't like him, and I still have more regard for his health than you do.
That's classic. Okay.
If you got something to take the pain away, I'll take whatever it is.
Sure. What do you like?
Okay, so...
Cornucopia of options.
Okay, at that point we'll cut the scene.
That's better than the medic's bag.
You actually get into the place. So I'm going to resolve that. I'm actually going to resolve this scene as being done. You get in. You enter in the place, and it's pretty much bare bones. It's pretty much what you'd expect. There's a little kitchenette off one area. There's some good stocks and stores there. There's a bunk room. Actually, there's two bunk rooms. It's on little stilts, but it's clearly still set into the water. No, we'll make it set deeply into the water. It's on a bit of land. Yeah, I think that's probably better. There's a radio and a computer system over in one corner. There's a little bit of a mess area, which is also in the main area, and then there's the boat ramp and a small shed off the side.
Mayday, we have an injury. Mayday, send the flying doctor service to grid reference, blah, 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 blah. We need help immediately. There's also some sort of, danger in the water here. Be careful when you're landing.
Do you even know how to use that thing?
Oh, yeah, I should plug it in.
Buddy, I'd have a look
Start
at
up
it,
the
but I'm
Jenny.
certainly not saying anything.
Start up the Jenny, plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mayday.
I'm going to play a new scene. I'm actually going to... I think I will take that scene out. I'm going to play the blame game now. And the blame game scene is someone must be guilty. We probably have to play a little bit before we get to this, but you get the idea. And in the blame game, this one here, It reads, someone knows something about the horde, or whatever's just happened. Who, why are they coming clean, make them talk, or make them pay. And you get a D8 when you act upon your suspicions.
I have a conflict with that card because I trust the authority. Now, trusting the authority, does that mean I trust Professor Lordy, or do I trust the people I'm trying to contact on the radio to come and save us?
That's up to you. How would you like to play it?
Oh, I don't trust it.
You just
I really don't trust it.
So you want to trust the government to come and
Yeah,
rescue you?
I'm trusting the powers that be, the Northern Territory government, because they never do anything wrong.
Right. Now,
Right?
actually, that's a really, really important part of this game, is that it's up to you to interpret how this plays out. The director can always override and say, nah, you're pushing it, but they're intentionally written to be open so that we can weave the story where it goes. We're playing to trope, but we're playing it our way.
cool.
Okay, so look, you...
So can I burn my blind faith card and get a D8 to get in contact with the Flying Doctor Service and the authorities to get some help in here?
I would say absolutely.
Cool.
Okay.
I shall do something useful.
So you're
For a
going to try. So we're going to resolve this scene, and the resolution that you're looking for is to call in some assistance.
Yes.
Okay. And the scene is basically a blame game. So remember, that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to start getting some interaction between the characters. So you're on the radio. What are...
Victor 19er, we have an emergency. We have an injured student. We need evac. Can you please get the Flying Doctor Service in here and some more park rangers immediately? Thank you.
Okay. What are you doing?
Getting high. With my dear friend
What's
here.
new? Nothing.
So...
Trying to make him feel better.
Okay, so you're going to give him some... You're going to give him some drugs.
Yeah.
Okay. And...
And some TLC.
And some TLC, okay. And the...
Is that like LSD?
the other ranger, who's now a spiritualist, comes out with a big lot of tea, looks at you and goes, "Oh, can I have some? Got any to go around?"
Sure.
Okay, and she grabs some from you. So
Who
she's getting high as well. This place is starting to
woman
smoke
that
up a
was
bit.
here.
Right.
And
Okay,
what are
okay.
you doing?
So, I mean, I'm not entirely sure of what the stuff they're using. I'm just a bit of pure and aren't familiar with all that stuff. So I'm pretty much in so much pain that I'm just gonna take whatever they give me, no matter the consequence. Anything to
Well, it is.
resolve pain.
What are you giving him? A pill?
Bit of the joint.
Pill
bit of
called
the-
the Galloping Horseman. It's got sore legs.
Oh, I'm like, what's that? I don't know what that is.
Is that the one
I
that
made it up.
Oh,
Is that the one that turns me into glue?
something for
Eventually,
the pain.
yes.
Something for the pain.
Something for the pain. So you got a
Something nice and
you got
strong.
something nice and strong.
Oh, okay.
So this is a medical grade. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you're feeling quite mellow, and there's a loud crash from outside.
What?
Yeah, there is a loud crash from outside.
Don't
Um,
worry, someone else will check it.
Did I get through with the contacting authority and stuff?
You think you did? So somebody does respond and says, "Yes, we'll have an airlift out there as
So
soon as we can."
You don't want me to roll?
Not yet.
No.
We haven't resolved the scene yet,
Right. Okay.
because remember the scene is all about picking on each other.
I'm looking at the professor and just watching her because
She's just taking notes, and when the big clang comes from outside, she looks outside like that, and then she puts down her notepad. She brings over her briefcase slightly closer to her, and then she gets her pad out and starts writing again, just watching all of you.
I reckon the ranger at this stage would probably go, wonder what that was.
Okay.
And pokes himself out the door to have a look.
So, yeah, Ranger pokes himself out the door to have a look. And, there's roll. So, now, you roll to see if you actually are going to get somebody. So
Yes.
they've responded to you, but will they come?
And what's the delay?
And what's the delay? Exactly.
So do I roll mind for that as well?
I think mine would... Actually, social. Go for social.
Which is soul. I don't know how much soul I've got. It doesn't say anything about it on the card. So is that just a D4?
That's it's just a
It's a
D4.
D4
Right.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
They
So-
always start with D4.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So you've got you've basically told the last of the law to stick their head out. The rangers stick their head out, so they're sticking their head out. They're going to get eaten. Would you like to roll a D4 on their behalf?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He's probably will still get eaten.
Yep. Okay. And what are you doing?
I'm standing, protecting this one, making sure he's okay.
Okay.
Try healing me.
Let's make a roll.
Yeah, healing.
You did as good as you could. That's all you could ask for.
That is probably the worst roll I've. 1116 for me. Okay.
You got a
Zombies are
4,
such-
which is the
Ra-
best
Ra-
you could do.
Ranger rolled a 4.
Okay, ranger roll 4. Okay, and
Do you want me to roll for
Yep.
my contacting?
yep.
Come on, baby. We want to see some big numbers here. No, that's not it. A 4
4
for
and
the
a 3.
contact.
So, I'm just going to stop here, guys. You need to play to these scenes. You're just going off and playing your own things at the moment.
Yep.
I'm planning to. I just was doing this first. And
Okay,
then
okay.
I was going to start blaming the professor because she's sus as hell.
Okay,
Yeah.
right up. Let's keep.
Can I play different? I'm a bit confused. Do I just play the other character?
Yeah.
Because I don't see the slacker doing that. That's all.
Yeah, you can as a
You could
player.
get paranoid.
You can
From the drugs.
as a player you can have any of the other cast members. So actually, let's record this. So as a player, you can reach out and grab any of those other cast members and instruct them to do stuff. They're just not the focus of the camera.
Right.
They're not the main protagonist at this time, and so they only get a D4.
Yep.
But as players, use them. Something else. When injuries are taken, they can take up the injuries if they're in the scene.
But they only take one in.
But they only take 1 each, so they die real fast.
Yeah.
But
So-
that gives you your death points.
So for the purpose of this, I'm pretty much saying my character is in no condition to do any pointing of blame. But I could just point and go, well, currently the medic has been eyeing off the...
Exactly.
Okay. So,
Exactly. Okay.
so I don't have to just play me and the ranger. I can play like 3 or 4 characters.
Yep.
Depending on what's happening. Okay.
Okay. So let's move on from there. So the ranger sticks his head out the door, and you just hear this crunch, and the whole he just literally his feet go flying through the door, and you don't even hear a scream. It's just a crunch, and then a crunch, and then a crunch, and then it went thud and a splash.
Oh,
I run up and grab the door and yank it closed.
Okay, so you're running over to yank the door closed.
I look through the little window that he really should have looked through.
Okay, and what are you doing?
I'm gonna see if there's a gun in here. Do they keep a gun in here for
Ooh.
shooting
Very
crocodiles
likely.
and stuff?
Um,
Or a stun gun, maybe?
No, they don't have a gun in here. So you look around the room, look for a gun, but the
Looking
closest thing
around.
that you've got there is a barge hook.
Okay.
There's a
I'll
barge
grab
hook.
that.
Okay, so
I'll grab
you're
that,
over
ready.
to that. What are you doing?
I'm now a bit dulled from the pain, but I'm going to slowly get myself up and... Gee, I don't know what I'm going to do. Currently, I'm not in the right mind to do very much at all, so I'm just going to follow you around and see if I can give you a hand looking for something.
And Ray, what did you get on your roll? What was your highest number?
4.
Okay, that's enough, because now this is an interesting thing in the game too. Sometimes the game master doesn't need to roll. Oh, sorry. Sometimes the director doesn't need to roll. They can just say that the difficulty of this person achieving this is a number. And I set that at 4. So the number to get through to them and get a response and have them agree. So they say, you just made it though.
Mm-hmm.
So what they say is, and this is while all this just starts to happen. Yes, we can send in a chopper, but it's going to take a while to get up there. EDA about 3.5 hours.
Oh my god, we're all gonna die.
That'll have to do. Look, get her here as quick as possible and make sure they bring some guns. There's something horrible happening here.
At that point, you hear splash.
You hear that? Yeah, the ranger's dead. Get your asses up here.
Okay, so that was that scene. Let's move on to another scene.
We're just getting there.
We're just getting to the...
Oh, okay.
Let us get there.
Sorry.
Don't
Okay.
jump too fast.
Brilliant. So, so yeah, you hear him being munched outside, and you can literally hear something feeding on him. You've slammed the door shut.
I give the academic a long hard look.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing?
She's put down her pad, and she's looking at you, looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking around the room, right? We were looking for things.
Yep.
I'm going to snatch that notebook.
Ooh, so you snatch the notebook from her, and she goes, I think you should give that... I strongly advise you to give me back my notepad.
Well, what are you going to do? Fail me? I don't care. I just want to live.
What exactly are you up to, Professor? You've been strangely quiet.
I'm grading you. Obviously, we need to make sure that we have the highest standards at our university.
I walk up and
And
slap
so-
her.
Ooh. Okay, you slap her. You don't. Well, I'm not going to make a roll with that. A couple of things going on here. First of all, as you are reading the notebook, you open it up, and it is written in some weird. You have no idea what this is. It does not look like any language you've ever seen.
Is it shorthand?
It could be shorthand. Do you ask?
Probably.
Yes. She doesn't. As she gets slapped, what are you doing over here? What are you up to?
Currently, I'm looking over your shoulder, and I'm looking, going through the haze. I'm going. I knew she was bad. I knew there was bad news. She is definitely trying to get us all killed. But I'm still kind of okay about that.
So you're paranoid, but not paranoid.
Oh man, after that was fantastic. I'm feeling great. I'm walking around on the leg that I can't feel right now. Just kind of half dragging alongside me, going, oh, you're not, and then she gets slapped in the face.
Yes. So you slap her in the face,
Yep.
and her head whips back. So it sort of flicks to the side like this, and she sort of comes back slowly to you with just this death stare. You notice that a bit of her cheek is sort of fallen off, like it's almost like sort of latex or some sort of something underneath it. And underneath that is a really rough green, scaly, sort of leathery looking skin.
What the hell are you?
And she starts laughing.
Act upon your suspicions.
Okay.
Well, I think you did act upon your suspicions.
I
did.
So she starts laughing, and she leans back, and and her face starts to elongate, and all the flesh around it starts falling off.
Not what I expected.
The mouth gets
crocodile
longer
person.
and longer and longer, and her eyes pull back to the side. Her hands turn into these claws. And yeah, she's basically turning into a humanoid crocodilian type thing.
Professor, why the long face?
Oh,
Take a madness point.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that was an 11.
okay. Obviously, everybody needs to take a madness.
So we
So you
already
take the
had
next.
ones, we
You
take
take the next one
Can I
up.
have a 2, please?
Oh boy,
So what madness are you on?
I'm on 4.
Oh, this is not good. This is getting bad.
No.
Oh dear.
I'm so happy.
I'm amazed that you guys have lived this long so far.
You're happy. Oh. You're doing that anyway!
Oh dear, this is great. What did you give me? Delusions. You see and hear things that are not there, or are they? What did
Crocodile
I?
woman is not there.
Listen to this one because it's a good card. Go on. So.
Oh, mine.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll 10 when I act upon a delusion the director tells you, and my mind and soul are capped at 4.
Yeah. So what you see at this point is the most beautiful angel you have ever seen. She's actually hovering above where she is. Her hands are in the air. They are long, elongated hands. I mean, she's clearly some sort of supernatural, spiritual being.
Which one? The professor? Or the...
We don't know. We don't know. And she's got her hands up to the light, and there's this stream of the only thing that you could describe it would be is living energy. It's pure Gaia is streaming into her and through her. And then this darkness comes forward, this dark shadow, everything that is wrong. It's like pollution and despair and hopelessness and greed and all that stuff rolled into a personified shadow is approaching her, clearly to do her harm.
Oh dear.
Maybe me.
Yes.
I burned that card, by the way.
Okay, so pass that one over. Thank you.
I absolutely panic, and this is now just filled with all of this, well, drugs, and just all of this. I go, oh, this is my moment. I can save the damsel and save the day. Let me save you! I reach up to go grab her and take her away from this darkness that's coming towards her.
Okay. Right. So let's build the dice pool about how this thing's going to pan out. I think there was some. So you are. What are you doing, Ray?
There's a didgeridoo leaning against the wall, so I'm going to pick it up, smack him inside the head with it.
So you're smacking her with a didgeridoo.
I think
they're
Oh
dead.
yeah, he's dead. Yes, he did die.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forgot to do something. You were very instrumental in this character's
You sent
death.
him out there to die.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
So you get a death point. I should
Perfect.
remember to do that. So you get a death point.
Hey.
You get a death point. And you get a death point. Everyone gets a death point. Okay.
Where's my death point?
No, you didn't. You might get one very shortly. So
I think so.
You are you've slapped her, which means that you are acting upon your
Yes.
So you can take that.
Woohoo.
You've effectively got that card.
Ooh, I get a D8.
Em, what are you doing?
I'm trying to protect him.
Okay, you
What's
know.
your name?
My name. Do I really want to be Justin?
Justin.
Justin.
I will be Justin.
Justin.
Kenny is trying to protect Justin, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, especially because
I can't
Justin's
see what
skin,
Justin can see.
Justin's skin is also rippling. Your skin is. Are you okay with that? With me
Yeah,
adding that? Okay.
absolutely.
Your skin is literally, it's like bubbling.
My name's Tim, by the way.
Oh, hi, Tim.
There are some that call me Tim.
Something called me Tim. Okay, so let's all now build our dice pools and roll. So she is not going to take that lion down. So you've smacked her on the face. So but she's not. There we go.
I was right, though.
Or were you?
Okay.
Well, I haven't taken... I'm the only one in the room who hasn't taken drugs at this point. I suspect I am right.
Oh man, there's
Okay.
a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all been
what are,
sniffing
what,
what you've been
what are
smoking.
the other people in the room doing? Actually, that's a good point.
So I'm assuming I'm going to be rolling a body because I'm grabbing at whatever this is to try and take her away. But my injury, I am still capped at 6.
Right. Okay.
The spiritualist is handing me the didgeridoo.
Okay.
You might need this.
Yep.
Gee, the well, what does the spiritualist do at this point? I mean, she's probably just having a look at what she's been smoking.
Yes.
There's something weird in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
This is the weird weed.
so let's all make our dice roll and let's resolve this scene. Ooh.
6.
Ooh. I finally get a good roll.
Ah! No good, comrade. We die.
Oh, sorry. What'd you get?
I got a 4.
I also got a 4.
I got a 6.
Okay. So, she got a 10. So you've smacked her one. You are attacking him, correct?
I'm
No, he's dragging her out of the way.
well, no, I'm grabbing what I see as this beautiful creature, and I'm taking it away from the
Okay.
darkness.
So you go to hit her again. You know, this weird crocodilian thing which is emerging, and instead of hitting her, he gets in the way because he goes no, and you smack him.
I'm also trying to protect him.
Okay,
So maybe he even hits me.
Okay, so there's just this big tussle.
Everyone piling on.
And yeah, everyone piling on, and so there's mass confusion, and then you just see this claw go slash, slash, and a spray of blood goes across. The scientist who's there just going blood all over her. Right. So
Scientist is a hint.
she has done 4. Actually, no. Let me just double check. She actually does 5 points of damage with that. Because she is
So we can
she
decide
is
to take
dangerous.
all on ourselves.
That's
or
right.
Spread it around.
So you can decide how to spread the injuries around. Now, currently there's really only 3 people in who this damage could go to, because you didn't describe that any of these. I actually know the spiritualist is in there. Hand of the didgeridoo, so she's in this. So how do you want to spread those injury points?
Well, I have a card called Get Away from These Damn Freaks. You may immediately flee and get off scot-free.
Pass that there. So you.
But every other character in the scene gets a complication.
Excellent. Okay, so you were okay. So in the scene, so there's this fighting and scrumming, and we see what was your character again? Sorry,
Tim.
We see
Tim the Jock.
Tim the Jock crawling out under a desk, and meanwhile his blood is flying everywhere. So now it's just the 2 of you.
So I'd like to take all the damage,
Okay.
except for 1. I assume. Oh, sorry, I can take all 5 of the damage.
You can take as much as you want.
Because I put myself in harm's way. I can see the claw coming in, and I just throw my body in the way. And just as I'm dying, like there's this blood everywhere, and I'm, just dying. And at the last moment, my character kisses your character because he wanted to be your first kiss.
Okay.
And in that last dying moment.
Okay. So we see this claw go, and we're not too sure who it is. And the camera focuses on you, and you are flung back into your arms. Blood is pouring all over you, and
It's a bloody mess.
you look at them and you say, "Look, it's got to be more than a kiss. It's got to be some sort of."
What are your final words?
Something drunk.
Something drunk.
What a world sensation, man.
You have to live. You have to live, man.
And I think at that point, I think the infection that has always come around takes over, and as opposed to returning the kiss, I believe I'm returning a beautiful, solemn kiss to you.
But actually,
But I bite your neck off.
Right, so absolutely.
blood
So you have to
already.
kiss, and the face comes down, and the whole face is ripped off. There's just
Kenny.
yeah.
God, the
Okay.
desiccated
Kenny.
flesh at my leg is just turned necrotic, and now the teeth have just sunk into your flesh.
Your teeth actually elongate out to like a crocodile snout.
Excellent.
Now here's
All the better to bite my face off with.
CROC zombies.
here's the question that I've got for you. Do you want to continue playing your character, or do you want to hand it over as a monster?
I think I'll keep playing as the monster.
Okay, so let me give you some special effects cards.
Ooh.
Now, your injuries remain, but basically all your other cards are irrelevant now.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
So that's the conspiracy nut amateur. All that
Oh
kind of
yeah, you're a monster. You're a
Yeah.
monster. We'll see how long this lasts. Oh, now you were involved in a character death. You get a death point. You're
stuff.
involved.
Technically, is she involved in 2 or?
Well,
Well, I guess I didn't die. I'm just
no. You haven't died yet. Yeah, but you were also involved in a death, and so were you by running away. So basically, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Unspent.
because you basically said
Goes in unspent.
But
Now-
I do take these injuries still
yeah
because we want to
sorry.
deplete the deck.
Yes. Take
I
the,
just narrated how I died,
yes,
but I should have
take the
taken
injuries
cards.
up. You're absolutely right. I'm going to give you. Oh yeah, that one. And I'm going to give you.
Should I be hiding this from everyone?
It'll
Doesn't
become
really
obvious
matter.
very soon.
Yeah, good point.
But you don't really need to hide them. I'm going to give you the can opener as well,
That sounds good.
and I'm going to give you. Oh yeah,
I
definitely
think that was
aquatic.
appropriate.
And
I think it was appropriate that the last thing that happened to my character was a death.
okay,
Excellent.
so I'm going to give you a couple of cards here, and again, meta play is actually okay in this game. So what I'm giving you is something
Because
called-
it's about creating a story.
it's about creating a story. Yeah. So I'm going to give you Flesh Shredder, which basically means you've got big freaking claws, and you do 2 extra injuries whenever you hit. You're amphibious, which means you can do anything in land or water. You're a can opener, which is an awful one, which means you can rip through doors and so forth. I won't read this one out. You can leave this one to later. And you can describe what that last one is to me when you decide that you have it.
Okay.
So again, surprise me. Don't leave it too long. Surprise me.
That is a heap of cards.
Well, that's a typical monster. Typical monsters are all because instead of having to create this huge rule book full of monsters, and you never know if that monster is going to be applicable for the movie, you make it up quickly, as I've just done then. And that way the monster is an appropriate response to what the actors are doing in the movie. And of course I can add or remove cards from it. Gives us a lot of flexibility. So that's you as a bad guy.
Okay, cool.
So now that does not mean you're the toughest monster on the block, by the
No.
way. So you now have these 2 crocodilian type things in the room with you. And something comes tumbling through the door.
Is it Dead Dan?
It's Dead Dan. He comes tumbling through. He's looking at you, holding this huge chunk of what used to be his chest, and he goes, and his nose and face starts becoming crocodilian. So, I reckon that at this point the horde has already broken in, so I am going to give us. Oh yeah, I'm going to play this one, Dog Eat Dog World. So the group lacks the resources or the room to accommodate all the survivors. Yes. You gain a d6 for every extra personality you leave to suffer the horde.
Ooh.
So now, who did you take over?
I took the scientist.
Okay, so let's put that one into play. Okay, great. So there's now a bunch of people in there. And, in fact, pass me over the authority. So I've turned her into a monster already. She got infected early on. So you've got 3 people in there. So basically, if you leave them to the mercy, you will get an extra d6 to run away. That's basically the
No,
theme.
it's D6 for every extra. So you
For
get
every extra.
3.
Oh yeah. So let's actually. Basically, this is going to be you're trying to get away from these horrible things which are about to eat you. Mm-hmm. The monsters are right there.
I grabbed the spiritualist because she's local. She'll know her way around.
Yep.
And drag her out through the storage room out the back to get away.
Okay. So you're trying to get out the back. Emily, what are you doing?
I panic and just start sobbing. I just cry and cry.
I've got to give you a hook too, don't I?
Yeah.
I should be acting and getting out of here,
Get out.
but I cry at the worst possible moment.
Ah, you got that one. Okay. I'm gonna give you.
I'm wondering if I should try and save you as well because you're a scientist. You might know something.
Yes.
Going on. But
just for the
crybabies really piss me off. Glad you're dead.
Yeah. Okay. So just for the people who are watching the video, that's what I'm handing over to the scientist. Of course.
Yeah.
There you go. No one has got to see that.
That's perfect.
That's done for, by the way.
Yeah, that's done for. Okay, so we put this one out. Excellent.
So for this card, do I just tell you over here, or do I have to tell you specifically?
Tell me. Usually, the way that I like to play this, and I guess different directors will play it differently.
Mm-hmm.
When you think it's appropriate, bring it into the game. You'll know, and you just tell me. And unless I veto, it's fine. Or you can figure it out first and whisper it to me, and I can bring it into the game. What would you prefer?
I'll whisper it to you because it might actually influence what they get.
Come over and whisper. Come over.
Okay.
In the good ear.
I should whisper it to you because it's my
things that
influence.
like spears and stuff. So that way, if they find a spear gun or something.
How about we actually make it ceremonial weaponry?
I'm not listening.
The locals. Okay.
Because that's what the spiritualists have.
Yes. We'll go for that. We'll go for the whole Dreamtime thing.
That's
You
good.
say that.
Okay.
Times.
So you
Not listening. Not listening.
So you go, guys. You go charging out of
Well, I've
So-
collapsed in tears.
Oh, your collapse in tears. Okay.
So I've got two hands, right? I've lost the didgeridoo in the fight. So one hand grabs the spiritualist's arm, the other hand grabs the scientist, and I run for the back door, leaving the God Botherer and the medic to their fate.
Okay.
So that would get us 2 extra d6 to escape, but we get complications.
So you're dragging these two out. There is another little. Actually, there's one of those funny little swamp boats in the shed. So maybe you could grab that.
Is it a fan boat? 'Cause I really like fan boats.
Okay, then it's a fan boat.
It's actually just a whole bunch of people go, oh my goodness, I've heard you from everywhere.
Oh,
No, it's like an Everglades boat.
this movie
right?
is punishment.
Okay.
Because if there's a lot of water weed, you can't put a motor down.
Yeah.
So you just have this big fan on the back. that
Water
pushes it
weed?
on. Yeah.
Is that
No, different character.
He's
different
gone.
character.
Okay, so you drag them out to the boat. They are going to try and eat as many people as they can. So you obviously will be building a dice pool.
Yep.
To attack them.
So probably aim to go for the God Believer.
Mm-hmm.
God Botherer.
God
God
Botherer.
Botherer.
Right.
God believer.
God Believer.
And the medic.
Yep. So I'm going to go for him.
Okay, so you build your dice pool. Now notice that. Now this is really interesting because some of the monsters that I've been hitting you with have got really big dice pools. You don't, because you're sort of that transitional stage, but that's done intentional so that the player characters don't necessarily get to be the big bad
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
So build your dice pool. She's actually just going to.
Are you going to attempt to escape or are you just going to blubber? Because you could put some dice to really cry it up, you know. No, come on, you can do better. Roll, but
Yeah. And the monster's just like, oh man, that's so annoying.
go for that one?
I'm not eating you. You're sour. Yeah.
Too salty.
Yeah.
Too salty. Okay. It is a mangrove. Okay, so everyone got their dice pools figured out?
I don't
Yes,
think I'm rolling
definitely.
anything.
You're not rolling anything? Okay.
I think
So-
I'm
Uh,
just
you
trying
can
and
see what one of
being
these guys are
useless.
doing. You can see what one of these guys are doing.
Yeah, what
They're
are they
getting
doing?
left behind to be eaten.
Okay, so let's roll. Let's roll.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
What'd you get?
5-2-2.
Okay, and what'd you get?
2.
Well, okay. So you guys get away. They don't.
So spiritualist is...
I only have 2 hands. How many people can I drag?
Yep. So they both get absolutely chomped by the people in
Didn't
the room.
we get an... Oh, that was our extra 2d6, was it?
Yep.
Oops.
So, Ray, take 2 death points.
You
That's
can't
one for-
rescue all
one-
of the people
one for each
all
person,
of the time.
Right. So you do make it onto the boat.
Just to clarify, you could probably spend some of those points now. Is that right, or is that for every subsequent character?
No, so you can
They're unspent.
you can spend them at any time to get a new hook, or to remove an injury.
Okay.
But then they're spent. But every time
When
you get a new
creating a
character,
character.
when you create a new character, you can spend them also to increase your stats.
Yeah, so I
So-
can't increase stats at the moment.
Did I technically create a new character when getting infected, or is
No,
that okay?
no.
I rolled.
And,
Well, I
and-
rolled
and,
2
and
anyway,
again, this
so-
is why you're penalised for not moving through the cast.
Cool.
However, I will say one of the things that
Kind of have
I will
moved
say
through
that one
the
of the things
cast,
is that
so
you
we've
have
only
been
got one
absolutely
person
decimating the cast.
You're saying we're not moving through the cast. I would beg to differ, sir.
Okay, so you are decimate the cast. Okay, so what's happened now is yep, I can have that scene. So that was good, but you basically have gotten away. Now, would you like to take the final character? Because
yes.
of this, yes,
That's
I
probably
think
good,
this
yeah.
is an appropriate time for you to take them over. And the reason I'm suggesting that, just for the people who are watching the video,
Yeah,
is
you need to handle
at this
that to him
point
'cause
you
he's
would have a
running.
character, you'd have a player who's playing a character that's going to be off scene most of the time and maybe reoccurring, which is okay if you want to play that like that.
Yeah.
But you'd rather.
I'll get stuck in the action with the.
Got it. Okay.
Would you like this kind of stuff for the?
Yep. So bring it all back. That all comes back to me. Woohoo!
We don't have a driver anymore.
No.
No.
How hard can it be?
How hard can it be? Okay.
And
So I think that this is going to be a chase scene.
Of course. Just because we don't have the driver.
So
anymore.
let's see.
So that's right. I draw. Get talent.
Get a driver. talent.
Oh! I could be an absolute bastard. I could play an escape plan goes wrong.
Yeah, go on. You know you want to.
Oh, I'm so tempted. I've got two ways it's going.
Roll the dice. You've got plenty of them.
It's too fat.
I'm going to play the chase scene here. So I'll read it to you. The horde is getting closer and closer. What would you do to get away? You get a D10 as the horde closes in. Steal 1 dice from another player character in the scene and add it to your pool. Yeah. So So you
One word, cardio.
Well-
That sounds like me.
we'll cut through. God, I tell you what, this movie is.
So I'll need a hook.
Oh yes, you do need a hook. So quickly describe. You're the spiritualist.
Spiritualist. I am skilled at hiding.
We've already
but
ju-
I blame everything on other people.
Okay.
We've already justified that you're a native Australian, first Australian.
Yeah. So it's all those white fella.
It's all the white film.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to go to this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm messing with the players now.
Really?
Really?
Like, when are you ever not messing with the players,
So
Joe?
Mondays.
I'll just do this.
You pass it over here. I'll get it.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Don't look at it, guys. Don't look at it. We're ruining.
So when you want to reveal that?
Yeah.
So
This could be over very quickly. Like, very.
Well
Quick.
played.
That's okay.
so
Here for a good time, not a long time.
So look, you guys are skimming through the water, and because you can you look back and you see the things come piling out of the house, these crocodilian type things come and dive into the water. But you're in a boat. You're moving pretty damn fast. You get out into more of the open estuary type areas, I guess, the more open water. And
It wouldn't be an estuary because this is Kakadu, which is inland.
Oh, that is true.
So it would be like
Like a river.
a big swampy
Okay,
open area.
but a big swampy open area, and then you hear the sound of thump, 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 thump,
See, I knew the government would come.
Yeah,
See,
so
they would
and a
come. They
big
would
black
come.
helicopter is seen on the horizon, and it starts to come down.
Everything's going to be okay.
Thump, 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 thump,
Didn't you say they were going to be 3 hours away?
Yeah. That wasn't 3 hours, that was like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's been probably about 15 minutes because we haven't had a cutscene.
That's
It's
right,
a
we've
period
been
of
running
time.
away, yeah.
A period of time.
A period of
Yeah.
time shorter than the period of time stated.
Exactly.
The government are very efficient.
The government do not
No.
have sexy helicopters like that.
Of course they do.
No, they
They
don't.
just don't tell everyone about it.
No, that's not government, that's corporate. See the big logo on the side?
You
It
see.
doesn't say government.
Oh yes. What's the logo on the side? That's a great idea. So the logo on the side of the helicopter is M.
Umbrella Corp.
Umbrella Corporation.
Of course.
I was thinking something like Umbrella Corp, but it's
Okay, something like an umbrella.
Poncho.
Galoshes Corp.
Galosh. Oh, no.
Gumboot
no,
Corp?
Gumboot.
Crocs.
Crocs Corp. It's Crocs.
Perfect.
It's Crocs
Absolutely
Corp.
perfect.
Crocs Corp. And their logo is. It's always a croc with croc.
Oh,
that is
beautiful.
spectacular. Well done. Okay, so
I think she should get one of these thingies.
No. Look, I do have a game where I play where I reward people for things like that, but this is not one of them. 'cause I'm-
No, he doesn't reward
I
anybody.
don't
for
really-
this stuff.
Yeah, so this thing, so the big croc corp, and it's like a really sinister logo of the stylized crocodile head, and one of the doors opens and it sort of turns to the side, and there's a guy with a huge freaking Gatling gun. You can see it.
Minigun.
Minigun, whatever. He's got dark glasses and he's wearing like a strange sort of helmet which seems to be slightly elongated.
Is it enough for a snout?
It is enough for a snout.
What a shock. Who would have thought? No, not me.
Well, we don't smile at him.
Oh, gosh. Mum jokes. Okay.
But there were some dad jokes, I swear.
Yes. Okay.
So we're still in our boat, is that right?
You're still in the boat. speeding along.
Who's,
And this thing
who's
is
driving the boat?
I am.
Thank goodness.
badly.
It's a physical job dodging all this stuff.
Just out of curiosity, would we consider this spiritual or supernatural? As in the
You just,
crocodiles or...
well, that's up to you. Can you interpret it that way? I'm totally okay if you can interpret it that way.
I would say that... See, I would say that I would be familiar with the lands, and that is certainly not a natural thing of the land that's been buried down its... or determining what we were talking about before, spiritual weapons have some sort of significance, then I probably would have some sort of knowledge about that.
Of course you do.
So, all right. So maybe they're not supernatural, but I won't have advantages just on those things. It's just more about I know things that can counter occurrences like this.
Okay.
So
Tell me
I
what
don't
you
know
do.
what they.
Tell me.
Yeah.
So what's happening? How are we going to try and stop this helicopter from shooting you to death?
Okay, so I have this card called Fanaticism.
Uh-huh.
And my fanaticism is that there is no way that there could be any sort of other sentient life than humans. So it says, to eliminate all evidence to the contrary of your belief. So therefore I need to eliminate this helicopter. So my plan is to drive the boat through the trees and get the helicopter caught up in it.
That's
Stretch
That's
out.
pushing it.
I
That's
know,
pushing.
but
That's pushing
that's
it
all I've
too,
got.
That's pushing it too much. I'm going to veto
No.
that one. I'm going to say no. Fanaticism is more about political fanaticism, and if you're almost there, almost, but you just rethink the action stemming from it.
Well,
Have
it's
it-
political or religious.
yeah. So
And a religious understanding would be that mankind was created and there's no other sentient life than mankind because God said so.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm aiming
So
at.
you're asking me how? so just for the people on there, I've
But
got
it
a
does
player
say to discuss it
quietly.
with you.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Not listening, not listening, not listening, not listening.
In this ear.
I'm thinking.
So,
So what I'm
I'll
going to
show-
plan
show-
on
show-
doing
there we
is
go.
I'm planning on pretty
It's
much
that one.
just going.
Yeah,
So,
that
all
one.
right, I know the
So-
land.
thinking I
I know that there's a place, a dirty big cave, like cave structure. Yeah, some canyons that we can
No.
go, and
No.
the helicopter will have to really struggle to try and find us
Well,
in.
my plan was to get under the trees so that they'd have to try and get down in the trees to chase us.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
exactly
run
right.
to
That's
a
why there's
tree.
some human ones there.
And if they,
Which aren't
that
free
sounds pretty horror movie trope.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to see if we could do better than with the dice roll.
Yeah.
The chances of that happening pretty soon, but
not quite sure how
if
to
there was
use
a handful of straws over here, I would be like,
Yeah, it's
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I don't even have a floor card anymore. I'm just like down to next to nothing. And there's no one else to take.
no.
So once I die, I'm out.
Yes.
I need to
Well,
see
once
what
any of us die, we're out.
It's like,
If only you
Should
had
I
some sort of a device
Yeah.
that no one would have expected.
Yeah,
That would be
so
good.
it's going to be
Maybe I had the
interesting.
briefcase.
Yeah, this one's going to be very
Briefcase.
interesting for this character.
Any sort of reveal is fine.
Okay.
But,
You just tell us.
well, my
But
hood's
yeah,
basically,
now we're getting it. Now we're getting it.
Bullets don't care.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to get my fit. First of all, our ranger. So what are you thinking of doing?
So it certainly looks nasty, and I know the land. I know that if we take off this hook to the right of the river, there's a whole bunch of canyons that we can potentially hide in and find some cave to get away from the sight of the helicopter.
So you're going to try and use your knowledge of the land to tell them how to get.
Tell him how to.
Tell them him how to get out of it. Okay, that's a good use of the skill. So build your dice pool. You?
Well, this says political or religious.
Yes.
So I do believe that there can be no other sentient life than humans, because God willed it that way.
Okay.
So these things can't exist.
So they can't exist. But how does that help you in this situation?
Well, I get a d6 to eliminate all evidence contrary to my belief. I'm
Yeah.
trying to eliminate the helicopter
How?
by crashing it into something. So if he's sending me, or she's sending me into a canyon, I'm going to be driving in such a way that hoping that they crash into the wall.
It's really tenuous. I'm going to let you have it because we're near the end of the movie. But it is tenuous. It's very
Have you ever not seen a horror movie where things get really tenuous near the end of the movie?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so and
That
you're
was
going
the
to build
hardest
your dice
D6
I
I've
am
ever
gonna.
fought.
So I
Roll
quietly take the suitcase
Whoop.
that the professor had near her, and I quietly take that briefcase out from underneath my white scientist coat.
Because that's what you wear in the mangroves.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And I take a walkie-talkie out of it, and I'm going to start signalling the helicopter.
Okay, so...
You bad guy.
Okay, so everyone roll the dice and let's see how this pans out. Ooh, they actually got a good roll. Ooh. We've got complications to resolve too.
Do you need an 8?
I think that's an 8.
Yep.
And is it soul to convince them, or
Yes,
is it
absolutely soul.
mind
Soul.
to?
Soul.
Okay.
The dice disappoint.
It is very disappointing.
Yay! A 7 and a 1.
A 7 and a 1.
And I got a 6.
Okay.
And I got a 3. Whee.
Okay. So, would you like to narrate this? Because you had the highest outcome out of all of it. So you narrate what happens in this scene. Go for it.
So the helicopter, they're taking aim with their massive machine gun, I think you said. And you're like, go there, go that way. And you're trying to desperately move the steer and avoid all the huge plants and other things and stuff coming out of
What
the
about
water.
the bullets? Wouldn't they be a problem?
And that too.
I guess.
Yeah, there's bullets flying everywhere.
And my character's like trying to keep his voice down, but then they can't hear over the sound of the gunfire, the helicopter, and the boat itself. So he just has to shout, you're gonna shoot me, you idiots! I'm the only one with the answer, stop it!
Okay.
The what now? You say?
The chop. Okay. So the chopper pulls off and pulls away, and you guys, the boat goes flying into some undercover areas. The chopper does not hit the trees, but it pulls up just in the nick of time. But it does pull away, and I'm going to say that you also come to the caves that you know. I'm not too sure why there are caves in a mangrove, but there is a mountain that rises out of them with big waterhole caves. So they're going to be sunken sort of caves.
I suspect that the mangrovey area empties into like a channel that then becomes rapids and stuff inside of it.
Ooh,
okay.
Nice. Nice. So we have a Tourism Australia sequence. Yeah, so
And nobody's filled out the safety form.
And suddenly we're in an inflatable raft.
No.
We'll
cut the
It's
scene.
a bad boat to
We have a
flat bottom
we have
tinny,
a
which would be even worse.
we have a fade through black scene where you're now in a really narrow, quite deep, not quite a cave. It's got a slight
Sandstone
open area.
gorge.
Yep. And there's light. There's light coming through. Some lovely lens flares coming through, and you're going down through this area very slowly with the sound of the boat just ticking over.
Thank you, Michael Bay, for the lens flares.
And what do you say?
Excuse me?
Oh, I need a new scene.
I
Pass
just
me- pass
had
me
to
that-
say anything to make them stop.
Excuse me, I've got something for you.
I think we're getting very close to the end of the movie, so I'm going to play this card here, which is called The Source. So it all began here. You found the lab, lair, or other source of the horde, the original source. What secrets will you uncover? D4 to find a clue to defeat the horde, but I can also surprise you with the boss. So there you go, put that on the table.
What a shock.
So the boat's going along, and now you two are arguing. So let's play out that scene.
Arguing? I'm arguing with my fist.
Okay.
Smack!
Ow. Do you want to roll it or?
I don't know. What does the director say? Do I need to roll it?
What are you trying to achieve?
Unleash the vengeance because you're involved, obviously. Because you said you have the
The answer.
The answer.
Okay.
I grab you by the shirt and do the classic. What have you done? What have you unleashed upon the unsuspecting world?
Nothing. No, I was just saying whatever to make them stop.
Somebody else is
Honest?
passing me a card.
I look down at the briefcase. I look up at you.
Yeah, really good that I
Really?
grabbed that.
Really?
Saved our lives.
I'm just going to put my hand on you and go. She's not with them. Oh, sorry, he's not with them. He's.
I don't trust anybody at this point.
Look over at you and go.
Yeah, no, I just said whatever to make them stop.
An academic that I looked up to turned into a freaking crocodile.
I
don't
Me
trust
too.
anybody.
I looked up to her too. I was like her prize student.
Yes,
no.
weren't you?
She's
a bit too close to the source, aren't you?
no. She hasn't done. She's only had good things about that person, but about the professor. I think she's totally fine, and I really think that you're fine and have nothing to do with this.
What drugs are you on? What drugs are you? Oh, hang on, you were smoking before. I can't trust a damn word.
No. That was another character.
I'm just tempted to push both of you off and drive away.
So I'm
that character did give them drugs as well.
yeah.
Yep.
But I'm pretty much trying to make it absolutely sure that I know, but we're fine.
I see.
And I think that this person seems to be a bit problematic.
This one.
We should probably deal
Yeah,
with them.
shouldn't just hit people.
That's all you've been doing. I think we need to get rid of him before anything happens.
Are you actually saying this?
I am. I'm saying I'm saying that you have been the problem out of everything. All you've
Yeah.
been doing is punching, and you haven't been helping your party.
Shove! This is only a small boat.
Okay.
Saved our lives very clearly. Never mind.
At this point, we do have a scene to resolve. So you are going to try and push. So your objective is to
Push
have
them both off the boat
have
and
them
drive
off the
away.
boat.
My objective is pretty much. I suspect I know who that person is, and I'm revealing myself as a partner of you,
As the partner.
as the
A partner in crime?
partner in crime. Well, no, sorry, a partner is in.
As in part of the conspiracy.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you guys trying to achieve with Ray's character?
He has been an issue. If he gets away, he's going to reveal. Oh, he has the potential. He has called in. He's called in the government stuff. We need to stop him from reaching the government or getting any sort of help to reveal what's happening.
So terminate.
They're all against me.
And what are you
My
gonna
main
do?
objective right now is not to get out of the boat.
Not to get out of the boat. So you want to stay
I
in the
want
boat?
not to be pushed out of the boat.
And Ray, your objective is to
Preferably
push
push
both of
him
them out
out
of the boat.
Yeah,
but-
well, I just
Build the dice pool, guys.
shove and
Build the dice pool.
off we go.
Build the dice pool.
I get 1d6.
So-
That's all I ever get.
Just as an aside, when you say build the dice pool, I'm assuming that I'm using the dice on the card. Do you use any other dice aside from that?
The mind, body, soul. You always start with mind, body, or soul, and any other dice that you can get on the card.
Any other dice? Oh, okay. So you use one of those as well as the card.
That's
Okay,
correct.
cool.
Yep.
Yep.
Except this card usually tells you what your stat is set at, not.
Yeah. That's fine.
So can I cry right now? Because it says to another player character when you make a noise at the worst possible time. So if I beg and cry not to hit me, please don't push me out, please, and I'm crying.
Then you can
Is
steal
that
a
how
die.
I can use that?
And then in this instance, sure. Emotional blackmail, no problem.
And to clarify, I'm using that one.
I get that. So you reveal who you are not who you seem to be. So build
I
the
am.
dice pools.
Yeah.
For Ray. Ray, now you do have 3 death dice there. So would you like to spend one of them to get an extra hook?
I get an extra hook.
Sorry, not an extra hit, a new hook.
Well, I don't want to replace my hook because currently I'm immune. I don't want to be
Ah,
unimmune.
got it. Yes.
I mean, it wouldn't make for the story to suddenly become unimmune. It
No,
wouldn't- it wouldn't work.
that's fine.
I did burn my other hook card because I had 2. So,
Yes.
but I don't see that I can replace that
No.
at this
No.
point.
Okay.
And I can't really bend my fanaticism twice. I don't think I should do that again. It would only give me another D6, which don't tend to do much anyway.
Okay, so let's build some dice pool. Let's see who goes in the water after all. So just to make clear, you're trying to push them out, or you're trying to kill them?
Well, I don't have anything to kill him with. If I push him out, I leave him effectively stranded in the middle of a cave, which I have directed him towards.
And which is probably the source.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. I don't even need to roll any dice here. This is great. My job here is done.
No, they're ganging up
It's
on
all
me.
They're
come down
ganging
to
up on
PvP.
you.
I'm the only decent human being left.
It sucks to be you.
It does.
Well, it might. We'll see what happens.
You're not going to take. The good thing is that you probably won't take injury from this one because they're not telling you that they're just going to push you out. By the sounds of it.
Well, I'm trying to push them out, so oh god. Oh, these dice, Joe. Get some new ones.
So I've rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. Okay.
I rolled a 5 and a 4.
Okay.
I'm a lemon.
Right. You go. Now, do you want to?
This makes no sense. I'm
Okay.
the strong one.
Yes.
But you ganged up on both of us
the
at the
same time. So yeah. So you. In fact, Ray, why don't you narrate how you get pushed into the water?
You give me the narration when I fail. Thanks, Joe.
Yes. Because failure is always so much more fun.
No, it's not. Not this time around.
Failure is always so much more fun. So, narrate away.
Alright.
Just reminding you that I'm.
Go with the
That's
sobbing
how I
and
got
crying.
the D10.
And I'm cackling maniacally.
So I grab both of these by the scruff, and I'm attempting to push them both off the side. You start spinning me, so rather than pushing both of them in the same direction, I'm spun, so I've started losing grip. My foot catches on one of the seats, and
You
I
hear a crack and a pop of your ankle.
and I get rid of that wound by spinning.
Okay.
At least I have some.
There's actually a
control
second
over
wound to go as well because we got 2 successes.
this. You said they're not going to hurt me because they're just trying to push me out.
Is it 2 or 3?
You lied.
I said they weren't trying to hurt
You
you.
lied. You lied, didn't you?
Yeah. So there's a pop.
And
So you've twisted your ankle, but you've not
I-
wrenched it.
I lose grip on this one, but I'm falling off the boat because you've pushed, you've given me the shove. But I'm hanging on to you.
You wouldn't drag me under because I'm so upset.
Oh, and she's going, no, please don't drive me in. And you're
And
holding on to her.
And I'm falling off and I'm hanging on to you. So I go, you go, baby.
No. The tears are rolling down her face.
His face.
I'm going to jump
Oh,
forward.
so his face.
His face. I'm gonna-
Crocodile tears.
I'll jump forward and try and grab her if I possibly can.
Okay,
but-
yeah. So you're holding on now because there were no complications. Like that would have been a perfect complication, but it didn't. So you're holding on, and your hand
So
is
slippery with all the
slippery, and
tears.
suddenly you slip, and you're in the water alone, and the boat just continues with
Oh.
no driver
Yeah.
to move slowly throughout there.
There's
So-
rapids coming up. Yeah.
There could be rapids. Yeah, sure. Pass me the scene card. So that one's done.
We didn't actually deal with
Oh
anything
no,
in
we
that
haven't actually
card.
dealt with the source
No,
yet. Yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's
Okay, so I will actually tap the card then. So you land in the water, and the boat sort of cruises on, and you look down. The water is perfectly clear. You're like, and the boat just sort of moves off out of scene, and you're looking there, and you're looking down, and then this camera moves up into the air. So we're looking down from the very, very top, and underneath you, you now see is this humongous steel hatch. Looks to be about the size of this room. It's massive.
Go and kill me, quick. Go
And it's
on.
got a big CROC logo on it. No. That's what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got the source.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Well, I don't have diving gear. I don't have anything.
Well, it's not deep. It's not deep. We're dealing with fairly shallow water. I'm not too sure why this water is suddenly perfectly clear, but it is for this scene.
Well, if it flowed through a bunch of reeds, it would clear it out.
Yes. Okay.
And what are they doing? They're just
Well,
sailing off into the distance.
they're out of scene at the moment. I want to know what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm going to swim towards the edge because I don't swim all that well. I'm a land kind of guy.
Okay, so you paddle up to
In
some-
the,
some
there's
sort
a
of
there's a little dark corner,
Mhm.
and I'm sort of feeling my way around, and I feel steps. there's some steps here.
Mm-hmm.
So I climb the steps, and hidden deep in the darkness,
rock, yeah.
there's a hatch.
Yes, there is a hatch.
So, lacking anything better to do, I feel my way around, grope for the handle. There's one of those big circular sort of unlocking mechanisms, and I open it up. And
Okay, as you open it up, this mist comes out. Smells like
barbecue.
It smells like it smells like barbecue. Weed. No, it smells musty and old, almost like a tomb.
But that's where you want to go.
You decide to go in there anyway.
Because what other choice do I have? I could just stand here on the stairs until hell freezes over, which could be any minute now. No, I go inside. I go looking for a way out, looking for a weapon, anything that I can use.
So make a roll to see if you find anything using that research capability there.
Oh, a D4.
So, yep.
Woo.
So you're looking for...
And I have a mind of D4. Let's get the two D4s going.
Yeah, be specific about
These
what
things
you...
hurt if you step on them.
Okay, so be specific about what you're trying to find so I can narrate the findings.
Well, I'm looking for either A, a way out, or B, a weapon that I can use to defend myself, because everyone's against me.
Let's go for the
You
weapon.
started
Okay,
it.
make a roll. Make a roll.
Really?
You
You
tried to
gotta-
push us out.
You got a target value of 3.
I worked out.
Perfectly innocent over here.
Crybaby.
Did you get 3?
4 and a 2.
Woohoo! Okay, so you go down this clearly, it's a natural rockway, but it's got steps which have been carved into it, and they do look old. And on the walls are strange glyphs. Remember the book that you saw?
Mm.
Those strange glyphs, and they're interspaced with handprints, so rock art handprints, and crocodiles and barramundi and all sorts of other strange things. And there's also, there are min men. Now, do you guys know what min men are? So in some of the Aboriginal rock paintings, there are these very elongated, strange figures. Some people think that they're aliens, but they often have halos or things around their heads. There's a bunch of them, and they're sort of, ordering the crocodiles and clearly doing stuff. So you wander down through this, and you come to a cavern which is covered entirely in these. It's all also strangely artificially lit. You're not too sure where the light's coming from, but it is there. And there's just, it's just, but across the ceiling, it's the planets and the stars, and it's like constellations. And again, with the men pointing in various ways. And all around the baseline are these crocodilian type creatures and humanoid or human figures that are being consumed by them.
Right.
We knew we could bring it together somehow.
So we're a snack.
Yes.
Correct.
Perfect.
So, meanwhile, we'll cut the scene there. Oh, sorry, you wanted to find something?
Yeah.
In the middle, there is a for lack of a better word, it looks like a totem, but it's quite narrow, and it's got fetishes, animal skulls and things all over it. And on the very, very top, just before the spike that comes out the end, there is what appears to be a crocodile skull on it. There are bones scattered all around here as well, human bones by the looks of them. Woohoo!
Taxi.
Okay, so that's where we stand now. I want to cut the scene over to you two traitors.
High five.
Team Traitor, yeah! Go, Team Traitor, go!
We find out that we don't actually have anything to do with each other. We're working for two different organizations that are working against humans. Oh dear.
Oh, you're with the crocodiles? Yeah, I'm with the frogs. We're trying to kill everybody too.
Yeah, so I've been over in that ranger shack for so long. They've tried to get me to be there for so long, waiting for the moment, and it's been 20 years.
That is a long time to wait.
I just don't know how I could have held on to that for any more long. I'm just so glad it's just done.
I thought my PhD was taking a long time.
They got me doing one of those.
Oh
No.
my god!
Rubbish.
Oh my god! As a group of people, quite a few of us who have been through the whole university and work in education, that line is just brilliant. 13 years for mine. Okay, I'm going to go for.
What were you doing?
Oh, smoking. He was actually one of those other characters.
Look, I'm going to actually play. I'm going to play this card, which is called Intruder, on your scene. And on your scene, Ray, since we've now got split scenes, I'm going to play a slightly different one. So we're going to be doing some split scenes as we go through this.
Is that very common?
Playing split scenes is a really important part of, I think, most horror movies, to build tension, especially when the party is split. And so, yeah, you're absolutely, as a director, absolutely. And the way that you do this is often when you are at a point where a challenge might be called, you cut the scene and split over to the other group. Keeps everybody involved in the tension in the game, but it also just feels much more like a movie. So I'm going to play Intruder. Something's in here with us. One of the horde, or something special, and it'll be something special, has found its way into your sanctuary, your little boat, your area. So you're off wandering down these, might be rapids, we're not too sure. God help you all. And basically, I can choose to go for break a critical item or defense, and I get a D10 bonus if I'm going to be acting upon that with a special intruder. Or when the intruder attacks a lone player character, but they immediately get a death point, which means the monsters. So I will figure out what that looks like. Ray, when you are in there, I'm going to play, because I think we're right near the end of the movie. I'm going to play.
Definitely see how this is going to play out. We've gone, oh, we're doing so well, die, and then Ray's going to kill the big bad and be, oh.
Could be.
Sail, well, yeah. if you roll well.
Kill the... Roll well? You see what I've been doing?
And Ray, I'm going to play this one, which is called Something, again, for the people who are watching. It's called Something New. And in this scene, the cast, which will be, because you're alone, is that when fighting or fleeing the horde, whatever is going to be in here with you, the director will show you 3 special effects cards. You get to choose one. The horde now has that, so they're evolving, basically.
Because that's what we need.
That's what you need.
When we're all nearly dead.
Okay, so the tension's rising. Will it be the forces of evil, the forces of good, or who knows what? Okay.
Neither.
Or everyone dies. Okay, so let's do your scene. What are you two doing? You're out there. The
They're
boat's moving
high-fiving.
along slowly.
They're chuckling at how they overpowered the strong guy without any difficulty
Yeah.
and chucked him off the boat.
And yeah, oh man, that was
I
really. I was sure that he was going to toss us in.
Now you two actually
I got
don't.
evicted from
Clearly,
the
you two actually don't know who each other really is, but you've assumed that you're working on the same side.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big relief for fine. Now we did hear that they called the helicopter, so let's get over to that helicopter and just let's get out of here.
Yeah.
We've done our job.
That's right.
No one's going to be escaping that, and let's just get out, and we'll be able to tell them the whole story.
Well, it's facts.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean,
The
there was
scientific facts.
Yeah,
It's not a story.
no. There was a crocodile that attacked and upturned the boat. We managed to get out. Now, crocodile.
What?
It's like a just a normal crocodile. He killed everyone else, and we managed to survive. Right?
What?
I'm just saying. We're the only survivors.
Yes.
And we're telling them that a crocodile killed everyone
Why would we tell them that?
because they're going to ask us where everyone else went. We got to convince them that we're the only ones around, so they don't look for everyone else.
Right.
Because if they find everyone else, they might blab and go, "Oh, we actually weren't very nice people."
Mhm.
But let's get there first.
Okay.
Wherever that landing site is, let's get there, and then we can have a free ride home.
In the
sip some-
background, there's something moving through the water towards you. Its little snout comes up, and it's got these still little bits of human flesh falling off it. The 2 little beady eyes. It's pretty much.
We can't see it. It's just coming
No.
up behind
It's
us.
in the background. It's in the background.
As we're still talking about, "Man, let's get out of here."
Okay.
We'll be drinking mojitos. We'll be just sitting back and relaxing.
Well, you don't think we should find the professor?
I mean, the professor's all the way back there.
While you two are chatting like this, again, slightly out of focus and behind you rises the authority, the original one. She's rising out, and two other figures.
Because we just talked about it.
Yes, two other figures are behind her. Again, similar. They're sort of rising up out of the water. Claws are coming up.
I mean, she's gone. You know, she'll be able to get here. She'll be fine on her own. We just need to look after ourselves.
Well, no, we need her because she's directing all of this, right?
Well, I mean,
Pass me the card, please. I'm going to tap it.
This one?
Yeah, that one. That scene card. Yep.
She needs to give me like a distinction.
yeah, she can give you a distinction when we get back home.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
These huge claws come through and they just plow into one, if not both of you.
Aw.
So, in fact, she couldn't get you alone. She's got, yeah, okay. She's gonna.
Why don't you give him a chance to leap out of the way and the claws smash into the boat?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm listening to seeing how they're going to do this.
That's happened. Are we rolling for that? Or?
We're going to resolve the scene now. There's a challenge. So she's my steak. Eat one or more of you. What are you trying to get out of the scene? Not be eaten.
Yeah. So I can't. Can I not see her at this stage? Or
We'll
I'm looking
narrate
at the
that. We'll
maps?
figure out what
Okay,
happens
cool.
after the dice roll.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to get out of here safely and in one piece.
So you're going to try and
All my
flee.
job. I'm trying to flee.
Okay, and you?
I'm trying to establish myself clearly as her lackey. So why would she eat me?
Perfect. Okay, that's a great one. So you'd be using, in that case, you're trying to convince. So soul, and whatever else you can spend on it.
I'd be using body because I'm.
Going to jump and run away.
Yes.
Okay. So let's build those
nice,
dice pools.
Nice, beautiful.
Let's build those dice
Good,
pools.
good to see you put them on
On the
right-
mind, which
yeah,
you know
the right
helps.
stats.
Ooh, that's brutal.
That's not going to go well for me. Well, I mean, it's almost as good as it could
Should
be.
I spend this on another hook before I roll this?
If
Is
you
that
want.
possible?
If you want, sure, you can do that.
So you're getting rid of partly responsible.
I already used that.
Ah. Well, if you see it's got a blood splatter, so if you used it, it
I
should
know
be gone.
it should be gone.
Oh,
I
yes.
just wouldn't use it
There you go.
again, but
This one's so
I
end.
left it there so I remembered.
So there
So
we go.
in.
This would be a great thing to release right at the end of the movie. There we go.
I didn't quite see that. Excellent.
We're not supposed to.
No,
It's
exactly. Actually, shame.
So
I
explain
could've
your
used
motive.
motives. She just did. She just explained her motive, didn't she?
Oh no, the big motive. The
There's
real
another
motive.
one.
There's the rational emotive. Then there's the emotional motive. Emotional motivation.
Interesting.
Whatever.
Maybe if I actually saw it coming, I could have used this. Could have used that.
So you see the claws come screaming down. And we cut to you.
So what?
So over to you. So yeah, you're standing in the middle of this place, and you see. Well, you tell me what you see.
Okay, so this totem has a sort of a mound under it. It sort of comes out in a sort of conical shape. I walk up to it. It's made of very, very old mud. It's solidified into almost rock. And in the front of it, there's a handprint in the mud. And I look around. It's very sand. The ground is very sandy around it. Sort of not. It's packed sand. It's not loose. I'm sort of looking around. What the hell is this place? What does it do? I got into university on a sports scholarship. I'm only along to carry the heavy equipment. I don't know what the frick's going on. I hit things because it solves problems. What is this thing?
I can't spear tackle this. What?
I'd punch you. You probably wouldn't do much.
Give it a try.
Look, there's a handprint.
Okay.
I put my hand in the handprint.
You push your
Nothing
hand
to
up.
do.
There's a weird vibration that goes through the entire cavern that you're
It's
in.
a rave.
No. It's much lower and slower than a rave. It's almost happening at a level that is deep in your soul. In fact, it does feel almost spiritual. It's all through you, and you look up and you see that all of the constellations that are across the ceiling are starting to glow really bright.
I told you it was
And
a rave.
and okay, fair enough.
I mean, people have been on drugs.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
terrific.
And the constellations are moving, and suddenly this huge beam of light comes screaming down to right in front of that totem, and it's brilliant light, hugely brilliant light. It's not giving off any heat, but it's giving off something which is totally and utterly otherworldly. You step back from it, and a shadowy figure steps out
Of the light.
of the beam of light.
Seems odd.
And the figure is tall. It's probably about 8.5 foot tall, really tall. No, it's not a space marine. Damn it. Very tall figure steps out.
What the hell's a
it's
space
sort of-
marine, man? That's nerd shit. I don't know anything about that.
Yes, Chris. And it has a suit all over it, which is, it's got all sort of flashing, strange, glowing lights all over it. It's metallic or plastic or ceramic. You're not too sure, but it's clearly very high tech. Thing's got big gloves with 4 huge claws on it and a very elongated helmet, and it looks down at you.
Not another one.
It looks down at you and goes,
I hope you're here to pick up your kids because they're causing hell out there.
and we cut back here. Ray, that was spectacular. Okay, so back out here. So she's roll your dice. Let's resolve this scene.
Oh yeah. Well, I rolled it last time. Do I roll it again?
No, you keep
Yeah.
it. What did you get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
I'm going to reveal my taboo, which is that I'm besotted with the professor. I want to be one of hers, and I will grovel at her feet and beg.
Nice.
And cry some more because that's what you do.
But I want it to be a little bit more taboo than even that. It's got to be a bit sick. It's got to be, that really weird reveal.
Okay.
You want to be a crocodile person because you like the taste of human flesh.
All right. I also want her to not eat me in total, but just eat parts of me.
Please have.
Yeah.
How about you cut off one of your fingers and offer it to her?
Lovely.
Yes. So the thing reaches down, grabs you,
No, please eat me. Eat me.
it picks you up,
Not her.
and you cut, and she goes. She looks at you, and you're offering up your own finger.
You.
She looks down, she licks the finger up, and then the tongue continues and licks up your face, leaving this huge bloody streak.
I mean,
Right, still holding you, and then sort of just
insufficient.
bites
Shall we
into
roll?
you.
I haven't rolled.
No,
Have
you need to roll, yes.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Threes.
I did 12 and I got a 3.
Everybody got threes. It's threes all around.
Yeah, 3's all round, except for the
Yeah,
Director.
yeah. Okay, she got a 5 and a 7.
and a 7.
So 5 points of damage to you.
Everyone,
Actually, 6 points of damage.
everyone else
yes.
must draw a madness.
I
So
do-
everyone else
I'm not
draws
there.
that.
Yay.
Now, there's no one else for you to take, is there?
no.
No, okay. So she
But you do have to
basically...
take a madness.
Okay, so here's what happens.
You're a mad corpse.
I think it's this one.
You're dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You're dead.
Oh, well,
Yeah, that
there's
was
no
5
point
for 5
having a
points.
Yeah,
madness.
absolutely. So, and there was 1 point left over, so she absolutely just rips your head off. Blood sprays all over
Wouldn't
you.
the leftover point of damage would be the
That's
cut
exactly
finger?
that's exactly what I'm doing. Blood sprays all over you, and then she sort of grins and she
Oh.
picks out of her teeth and she picks your finger out
Ew.
and she says to you, "You were always my favorite student." And then she goes, It's here. No, or better yet, he's here. We have work to do. Come. So, this thing is standing in front of you. Cutscene. This thing is standing in front of you. What are you doing?
I've already said my piece.
Yes.
I hope you're here to pick up your kids, because God, they're making a mess out there.
It's very Australian.
I think we're going to need. So you've got something new. I reckon that's been played, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to give you a new scene called
So screwed.
The Boss. In fact, everyone's going to be part of this scene, likely. So,
Do you want to show the camera?
oh, yep, we can show it to the camera. There we go. Hey, people, look at that, the boss. This is the big boss fight, which might actually be boss on boss by the way this movie is shaping up. So, this is what happens when somebody who I don't know. I think this is Baz Luhrmann never Baz Luhrmann.
Oh, Dead and Gone.
Yeah. Okay, so the creature speaks into your mind, but it doesn't speak in words, it speaks in images. And you see flashes of this thing fighting other crocodilian things. You see flashes of it ordering Indigenous Australians into battle, but not anytime soon. You know, this is eons old. You see some of them with, riding giant, those huge giant kangaroos of old. It's just this
The battle
weird,
wombats.
The battle
Giant
wombats.
battle wombats.
Yeah, and all this sort of stuff. It's really weird, and it's clearly
thanks.
It's clearly not just thousands of years old. This is millions of years old, and it's going through history. And every eon or so, this being has to come back and stop the outbreak of this other great enemy, which is basically an offshoot of its people who have been. They take over other species and corrupt them and use their DNA. And this is outlawed, but it's hard to stop. So he is the keeper. He is your champion. But he can't do it alone.
This is Alien versus
So
Predator.
he reaches over and he grabs the spear and he thrusts it to you.
Not in you.
No, he thrusts it to you. And you just get he's basically going,
Got it.
yes. He can't do this without breaking their laws. But he can give you the power you need to do it. Which means I need to give you a prop by the sounds of that.
Yep.
I'm going to make this one. It's going to be something Wicked Axe. Wicked Axe.
I get a D6. That's all I ever get. You
Friday.
know how well I've been rolling that sucker? Not very well.
I just got a 3 on a D12, so.
Oh yeah. We're close on that. This is something new.
See, I would like a new hook to give me some sort of options, but then I can be infected and then I'm just stuffed. So.
Well, I mean,
Might not be a problem with this family.
yeah, if you get infected at this stage, you're gonna be dead.
I'm going to give you something which is effectively
You take a new plot hook and it's like,
I'm
actually.
I'm also going to say that this thing is definitely magical, and so it will break through any of the resistance that the other thing has got. So I believe that you had previously had, and therefore the other zombies have got an immunity, a weakness.
Yep.
And this thing will affect their weakness. Space magic.
Space magic.
Okay.
I have the space pitchfork.
You have a space pitchfork. You have a space pitchfork.
You know, you put space in front of it and
A
it
lot of
immediately
hay needs to be shoveled in
Space trident.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
space stabby thing.
Space.
Wait,
Space trident.
quadrant.
Quadrant.
It's got 4.
That's my middle. That's my nickname at work. Quadrant.
Oh, sorry. The space quadrant's your
Space
nickname.
quadrant. No, just quadrant. Fear my darts probability. Okay, so yeah, and it orders you, and it's basically going to be your general in battle. You do get the impression that it's worried because normally it has a couple of hundred, if not more, warriors who've been training their whole lives for this.
Uh-oh.
But all he's got is you. But perhaps you're the
And your
chosen one.
guns.
Perhaps you are the chosen one.
I've got the guns, baby.
Okay, so
Not actual guns, which would
So-
be helpful right now.
Yeah.
so we see the next scene is you come out.
I got the space stabby thing.
A door opens up onto the area, and you see the boat coming up to this little beach. In fact, you see the boat has come up onto a little sandy area. This beautiful, there's a waterfall in the background, the whole thing. Sun's coming down. It's near sunset because this is the good time to have the climactic battle. And there's this little crocodilian creature standing there with quite a few other crocodilian creatures sort of hanging back. And you draped over her, saying, still bleeding, still bleeding.
The bleeding stuff.
The bleeding, yep. What do you guys do?
Oh, so I've walked out. I've walked out. The big doors have opened, and I've walked out.
Mm-hmm.
Is there light glowing behind me?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Mist.
No, I want some light glowing behind me as well.
Some light glowing behind you.
Just swirling mist.
Yeah.
That works nicely.
Okay.
I'm going to walk out with the space stabby thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk out and I go, all right, you genetic misfits. I got some stabby work to do.
Stabby work to do.
I'm going to clean you up because big guy in there says so.
Okay, well, big guy's standing behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, Christ. And
yeah, right on, whatever he said.
She goes, and they sort of just stare at each other. And she pushes you forward.
Yay!
You get an impression of your mind that this is actually how they fight. They put forward their champions.
I'm a really crappy
I
champion.
know!
Does he give me something to fight with?
Oh, yeah? What's she going to give you to fight with?
Because he has his space stabby stick.
Yep.
You could have my leg. She's already eaten that.
What do you have from the briefcase?
A can of mace.
There'd be something
A
weird.
syringe with glowing green.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
or it's something that boosts you.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. So we could
That
have-
confuses things terribly, doesn't it?
I mean, assuming she knows what it is, she doesn't like stab you
Yeah.
with the thing that makes you super strong.
Okay, I'll just show everybody else. There we go. Stim. Oh, that's the stuff.
I was just brains, but now.
Yes.
So what? You're going to stab me with that?
She stabs herself by the sounds of it.
I tried.
What are you gonna do? Stab me?
Stab myself
Quote
with
from
it.
guy that
Thank
gets
you,
stabbed.
Thank you, mistress.
So you immediately stab
Stab
yourself
myself with the
with the
drug.
syringe of the
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
stuff. So
And I
believe-
take 3 madness,
Yep.
but
Dorum.
Well, take your
technically I
3 madness.
could be a calming influence and discard half of these.
Well, you can do that. In which case, you only take. Is it round up or down? I think
Doesn't
it's it.
say.
Up. We always round up. Come on.
Always round up. Yeah.
So just take 1?
Two.
Because yes, you're right. This game is all about being the worst
It's
you can
all
possibly
about,
be.
yes, exactly. Round up. Jesus.
Other way around.
Oh, is that the wrong way around? Thank you.
Take the worst one, please.
Oh, what's this one?
You have to show the camera.
Snuggles.
Self. It's so appropriate. Self-harm.
Haven't you already done that?
Yeah!
So you're ahead of the game.
You're ahead of the
Quite
game.
literally.
Yes.
Okay, so you stab yourself with a syringe. What's the effect of stabbing yourself with a syringe?
When you take the stim, set body to a D10,
Mm-hmm.
soul set to a D4, but it already was,
Okay,
and remove all but 1 injury.
great.
Draw 3 madness, which I just did as drawing 2 madness
So you're
because I'm a
so
calming
she
influence.
stabs herself, and you find that your body is changing.
Turning into a crocodile? It's what I always wanted.
feels like you're starting to turn into a crocodile.
Yes, thank you.
Wow, how did this movie go in this direction? Okay, so you're thinking this is going to be. You were thinking it was going to be really easy prey, and suddenly she starts.
Oh, of course.
Fight!
Shall we fight?
Now, can you just shout words at her?
Right.
I'm-
Space stabby thing now affects it.
Yes, I'm also going to point something out. There's still a card. There's still a SIM card on the deck.
I don't have any madness.
When you bring in a madness to help defeat or survive the boss, but a complication. Oh, well, I'll tap that.
I can't tap it. I have no madness.
So
Oh,
I will. So you've got a stabby thing,
Yes.
right? But sharp objects turn me on. So I wait for you to stab me.
Okay, build your dice pools, make the roll.
Oh man.
Let's see how this movie ends.
If I didn't enjoy this so much, I'd hit the big red button.
I'm sorry, I'm just playing straight off the card.
Okay, make guys.
Oh, man.
Yes,
I
yes.
just turned me
I
on.
do not doubt it. He wrote this game. I do not doubt it.
Okay, build your dice pools. Let's see. This
So
will be
I'm
definitely the
bringing
last
in a
scene.
madness.
This
I
is-
get a D10, I get another D10 because I did this, and then I get a D8.
Which is
You know,
Actually, it
you
says
know.
to
I
your-
only get my D6 like always, right?
Uh-huh. Sorry.
It's a-
That says
It
your.
says to my next dice pool whenever you are injured. So
Yes.
I wait to do that.
So that was for the
That's the
this was
madness.
self-harm.
The madness.
Self-harm. So I said that I wait for him to stab me.
Yeah. I will. Ooh.
Do I roll it now or do I roll
No,
it
you're gonna have
next
to actually
time?
cut yourself right now before you go into battle.
I was waiting for him to stab me. I would wait for him to stab me first and then...
Okay. So you see, she's staying there like this, and she's just looking at you, grinning.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna stab her?
Right in the eyeball.
Okay.
Space stabby stick.
Okay. Goes charging up to you.
Being stabbed in the eyeball
No,
turns
so-
me on.
So you get stabbed in the face.
For
The
some
spear
reason.
goes through your
It's
your
the sphere
eye.
of density. I mean destiny.
You take the injury for that, so it's immediately now. Yours does an extra point of damage, doesn't
Yeah.
it? So you take 2 injury. Since you're
Uh-huh.
not competing against that, there's no need to make a
Do
roll.
I need to roll?
You don't need to because she's just basically saying
But
she's going to
wouldn't
take
the
it.
roll increase the damage?
No, because I'm giving you 1 for being successful because you've only got 1 dice. So if we were to roll this, think of it this way: if you were to roll it, and she's not going to resist it, you're going to get 1 point for an automatic success, and then you get the extra 1. So you take 2 injury and 2 madness.
But I only take 1 madness. Do I?
No.
No, I still take 3.
Yep. You take the next one up.
No, but I only take 1
No,
of
you
them
take
because
one
I'm
for
harming
every-
influence.
Is that for everyone? No,
Oh,
because you've already
once,
burnt it.
once
You've already
every-
burnt
so I
it.
only-
Yep.
it-
So that
it
goes
doesn't-
that goes into
Yeah,
the
that's
goes
slaughtered.
into the
discard
thing.
That's slaughtered.
pile.
Yep.
There we go. So I take that one and
Ooh,
this
full madness.
one.
Let's.
Well, it's very appropriate. I have a suicidal frenzy.
Okay. So, so you've got a suicidal frenzy.
Your previous character had space sticks, right?
And
I've
I'm
got one
pissed.
for real.
Something stuck in you.
Confused. So you smack her through the eye with basically a no
Space
non-contested. And the two crocodilian creatures, the high-tech one from outer space and your professor, who was obviously the old school one, is just standing there looking, watching this play out.
And you got all the cards, and I got a space stick and a D6.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, you poor guys. And you're just as a player watching this.
Yeah.
You
This
enjoying
is
it?
fun. I'm enjoying this.
I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody's got it.
Dear.
So I get a D8.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the. So you now.
Now this says that my body is capped at a D8. Does
Uh-huh.
that happen now?
Absolutely.
Or so this drops to a D8.
That's correct.
D8.
Yep. As soon as the
Thank
card
you.
doesn't play, it takes effect.
Do you need another D8 or?
No, I've
Okay,
already
so
got one,
Ray, build
thank
your
you.
dice pool for your next
Dice.
status.
Cool.
Pool. Okay.
It's a dice thimble.
Yep.
It's 1. I get a dice.
Okay.
A 7, a 6, and a 2.
I can't even roll high enough to do anything.
Oh.
As per usual, a 1.
Okay.
Shine the
so-
camera on that sucker.
So you wrench. Now, how much damage can you do? You've got 1 success, right?
Hmm?
You've got 1 success in that.
I've got 3 successes,
successes?
over Ray.
Okay.
Because I
So,
got 7,
Ray, you're
6, 2, and
right,
he got 1.
You're going to be taking 3 points of injury from the scene.
Mhm.
So,
But I have 2 of these, so I'll get rid of 2 of those.
nice. Okay. So what happens is, and this is interesting. This is an interesting scene because it's actually a rolling scene. So I'm going to do some cuts here, creative cuts.
So, just to specify though, if you're getting rid of injuries, does that get rid of 1 injury, 1 madness, or just the injury?
Just the injuries.
So he still takes the madness for the
Yes.
damage?
Yep.
What madness
So
are you
madness.
up to?
I don't know.
So you took 3 damage, so you get
So
3
you also
madness.
get
So I would be up to 4.
So
Yeah.
you need number 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. May as well just draw 1 card for this. Yep. So,
And 1 damage.
Yes.
yes.
Sorry, 1 injury.
Ow. Okay. So what happens?
Stabbed. What a shock. Ouch.
So you wrench the spear out of her head, leaving literally a hole through her head that we can see. In fact, the camera angle comes down behind it, and we see the look of shock on your face as the bits of brain matter sort of collapse down into what was left of the hole there. Yeah, you're no longer human if you haven't guessed that.
No. And she's very happy.
And you're
about
very
it.
happy about that. You
Do I still have my space stabby stick?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You stagger back in sort of shock, and she just
Keeps going.
runs forward, grabs you. She's tearing at your throat and cheek and face, pulling off flesh.
It's only 1 damage.
Yes, pulling off flesh as she goes. You push her back, big chunk of your cheek. No, so you said stab, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. She, you fall back. You fall backwards as she's biting your face. You land onto a very sharp stick, which comes piercing through your shoulder.
A stalagmite?
No, because we're out on the beach.
Oh, are we?
We're out on
Sorry,
the
I
beach.
missed
Yeah,
that.
because we're doing different parts of.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's all on location.
Got it.
This is
All shot on
where
location.
where the bloody hell are you?
Bloody,
so,
yes,
so
very
Ray,
bloody.
you're on the ground holding a stick up like this.
I look over my shoulder at my space crocodile guy and go, a little help!
He's just got his arms folded like this, and he's nodding.
Rick. Come on!
And she's also just looking at him and sort of, you get a funny feeling that maybe there's something going on between those two, some sort of psychic and energetic battle.
Great.
But they're definitely playing out their war, but with you two.
This bit of my cheek was secret.
Yes.
Right. Now you've made me angry. Psycho D10.
Yes.
I actually get a decent dice. Yay.
So you
D10?
do psychic.
I want a that's a D100. I want an actual D10.
Oh, right.
Is it real D10?
I've got a D10 over here.
That's a D10.
Since I'm not having to.
I have a real D10.
I love this. I'm not having to do anything.
I got a
The monsters
real
just
D10.
stand back and
Yeah,
go,
just
watching you play out
And my D6.
a millennia-old war played out in Australia.
You know, my old track coach always said I was good at javelin.
You got to throw it. Mm-hmm. Throw it.
Cop this!
Do you know what you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? That. Okay, what are you gonna do?
Me,
Space stabby stick hoy.
So your stake in this last part of the scene is to take her out, and your stake
I'm
is
going to
This is
attempt to death roll like a crocodile would.
so eat him.
Tackle him and then
Roll
roll
him
him into the water.
And
And
as she's coming to tackle me because I was pushed back, I'm going to space stabby stick her
Understand?
in the face.
Okay, let's make the rolls. Let's see what happens.
I think, does that count as a suicidal frenzy?
Are you going for suicidal frenzy and all that goes with that?
It's the, yeah.
Okay.
You're currently very, very hurt and are doing whatever you can to
So
take
you know
him
the
out, I
suicidal
guess.
frenzy also gives you injury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How injured are you?
I am 2 injured.
Oh, okay.
I'm 1 injured.
Okay. So you're both doing suicidal. So you guys just go absolutely insane against each other. What did you get?
9 and an 8.
Around.
Damn, I got a 9 and a 6.
Oh, this is brilliant.
So close.
Okay. So the 9s are.
How did you get a 9 and an 8?
She's doing
That's
a
rude.
suicidal frenzy as well. 2 suicidal frenzies. So the 9s cancel out, which is a complication, and then you win. So Ray, you take another injury. So you're rolling around on the beach. You splash.
2. Level 2 injury.
Level 2 injury.
And what
And
madness?
Which
what
will give me a
madness?
level 5 madness.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
This is bad. This is bad for Ray.
Do we want to show the camera what the?
Oh, I assume I also take injuries by doing a suicidal thing.
Yes. Yes, I believe that there's an injury on that one, isn't there?
I think I just die.
Yeah, you're at 5 injury.
Oh, that's right. You automatically die, don't you?
Kill yourself, it says.
Yes. Okay, so you die, and
And
Ray,
I'm frozen solid.
right. Okay, so here's narrate how he does not die, but he's so petrified he can't move. narrate that since it's your death scene. You get a death point and you get a death point each, which is not really going to make much of a difference.
I'm not dead.
No,
No,
but
there's
you
no
were
point.
instrumental in her death.
There's no point for this.
Because there's no more character.
Sorry, that was just the card. His 5th level madness. Yeah.
Yes. When he goes into a freeze, that's when he dies. No, that's when the monsters eat him.
This is the worst case of tetanus I've ever
But
seen.
I've got a way to resolve this. So
Yeah,
I want to have your death. So you drag him into the water, but you're not actually, even though you succeeded, you're not actually going to kill him, but you are going to die.
Okay. So my character, you threw your
Space stabby
stick, and it just seems to drive him into an even greater frenzy.
It hits you. It goes clean through your neck.
Yeah. But so he pummels into you, drives you back into the water, and rolls you. But clearly he's losing too much blood to actually be effective. So in his last moments, the fertilized eggs that he was carrying for his mistress are laid, like opens up your skin, cuts it, and the eggs are inserted under your skin.
Lucky I can't get infected though. Silver lining, man. Giant turd, but a silver lining.
It's just caviar.
Okay.
Caviar.
My son likes caviar.
Oh, that is horrendous. I love it. Okay, so and then the thrashing slows down and slows down. Eventually, he just slides off you into the water. You crawl your way back up
I
to
thought it
the
was
beach.
petrified.
No, read the card. You petrify.
Sorry, you grab the card.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Where is it? Scared stiff. You are so scared that your body freezes up. When you freeze up, that's your choice. You draw a level 5 injury. So basically, you get a D12 whenever you decide to activate this. So you basically, and then you die of a heart attack or whatever. But that's your choice when you do it. So you crawl out of the water. You feel things crawl, there's stuff under your skin that she's deposited in there. He's deposited in there. Mm-hmm. And the two others are just looking at you.
Well, I can see what I got to do.
He nods like this. She nods. He starts to walk back towards the cavern. She starts to walk back towards the water. What do you do?
I explode.
You explode?
Destroying the eggs. Destroying
How
the
do you
progeny.
explode?
Well, I've stiffened up so much that
Oh, okay, you go.
and squeeze the eggs till I explode.
Do you want
And the
this?
last thing that we see is her walking into the water, and then him going back to the beam of light, looking at it, back up again.
And I sacrifice myself to destroy the eggs so that she has no progeny.
Yes, and then the credits start to roll. What is the name of the movie?
What a croc.
What a croc? Yeah.
Shark bait.
Crocodile.
Maybe it's just croc.
Could be croc. Either that or teeth.
Teeth croc.
I don't know.
There is a
Bait,
movie called Bait, which
yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And it is set in Australia.
Yeah, no, I like croc.
Croc of bleep.
Croc. Okay, so the big croc, and it's sort of done in sci-fi writing there. The blood drips down from it, and then the credits roll and they roll and they roll, and finally we come to the twist at the end of the movie as the credits are rolling. Who wants to do this? I'm only going to give you one. I think Ray, you had such a bad time. Maybe it should be you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you've been out for a while.
Oh yeah, that's
All
fair
right,
enough.
fair enough.
Where do you want to take this?
We see the plane come in. Plane that's come in to rescue everyone. It lands.
That funny plane with the blade on the top.
Sorry.
Funny playing with the blade.
Yeah. No. That was the one. That was the one from the Crocs. This is the one that's come in to rescue the.
Rescue
Was it-
us.
was it
Oh, the
rescue?
rescue people come
Yeah.
in. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Seaplane.
they land at the airstrip. Yeah. Sorry, seaplane. That's
Seaplane.
right. Lands across the water, and they disembark, and they come across and to the cabin. But before they come in, from
The ranger
behind
station.
from the ranger station, from out steps the professor, dressed in all human, clothes, and just saying, thank you for coming. The others weren't able to make it, and they all embark upon the plane, and it takes back off to the city.
And as it's taking off, we focus on her face, and you just see the little reptilian eyes. Wonderful. Okay, we got there. That was excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you. So,
He's got a face for nothing.
so
More
Not that batch. That batch was certainly gotten rid of.
So that is that's actually a pretty good game. Now, what was interesting about that game is it started off what looked to be a normal zombie movie. And very quickly game, it went on that totally different direction, but it's still a zombie movie of its sort. Although sci-fi zombie epic,
Crocodile movie.
and it was almost cutting on the edge of being a slasher.
Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause it was-
which is great. So it was very cool. Thank you, excellent,
Good fun.
Yay, well
Hey.
done. Everyone
the
died.
actors.
Everyone died. Woohoo!
My space stabby stick.
Valiant went out. Well, went out valiantly.